in Cleveland. The temperature in the upper 60s, but the sun is trying to break through. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Charlie Jones along with Bob Greasy. And today the Cleveland Browns, though their record is 1-5, only 2 games behind Pittsburgh. The New York Jets, they are 4-2, but they are only 2 games behind Dan Marino and the Miami Dolphins. For the Cleveland Browns, this has been a very traumatic week.
It's been a very tough week, Charlie. Last week, they had an opportunity to win the ball game late in the game. They opted to try and get the ball a little bit closer before they kicked the field goal. The ball was intercepted on the 3 or 4 yard line. Sam Rutigliano has taken a lot of heat this week. They can't get to this game quick enough.
For the New York Jets, Mark Gastineau, an outstanding year already. He has 10 sacks, the most in the NFL.
And he's done that against a lot of double-team blocks. You'll see a lot of them today also, playing against a quarterback that has been sacked more times than any quarterback in the National Football League.
Let's go to the keys to this game. First, for the Cleveland Browns.
Well, the Browns have to get Ozzie Newsome back in their offense. They have to get the ball to him on 3rd down, inside the 20, on 1st down. If he catches a lot of footballs, they have a great opportunity to win the ball game.
And the key for the New York Jets.
Freeman McNeil has got to have a good ball game. He's gone over the 100-yard mark 4 times, and those 4 games, they have won the ball game. It takes a lot of pressure off of Pat Ryan.
And what is your quarterback quote for this game?
Charlie, the offenses are really struggling, and for the Browns, McDonald has been inconsistent, and the running game has been non-existent. The offense has really been ineffective. For the Jets, their offense has been ineffective because of the injuries they've had. Lamb Jones has been out since the beginning of the season. Bruce Harper was hurt, the fine running back. Also, Wesley Walker is doubtful for this ball game, and also Freeman McNeil has the bruised ribs. So today it's 2 teams in search of an offense.
And the key men for that offense, Ozzie Newsome for the Cleveland Browns, Freeman McNeil for the New York Jets. And the Cleveland Browns will be kicking off to the Jets. Steve Cox to kick off with Bobby Humphrey and Kirk Springs set for the return. Humphrey 8 yards deep. He will not bring it out. So the New York Jets will go to work at their own 20-yard line. The quarterback, Pat Ryan, joined by Freeman McNeil, Bobby Humphrey, Derek Gaffney, Mickey Schuler, and the rookie Glenn Dennison, 2 tight ends. Wesley Walker not scheduled to play. That offensive line, McElroy, Waldemore, Fields, Alexander, and Marvin Powell. And the Jets will open instead with Marion Barber. They will go with 2 running backs with their opening set. Gaffney coming back in motion. Play action. Going deep. And knocked away at the last moment. The speedster Bobby Humphrey, the intended receiver, and knocked down by Frank Minifield. Let's check the defense of the Cleveland Browns. Number 1 in total defense in the AFC. The front 3, Reggie Kemp, Bob Golick, and Keith Baldwin. 5 number 1 draft choices in the defensive set. Outstanding linebackers. Chip Banks, Clay Matthews outside, Eddie Johnson, and Tom Cousineau. Johnson, by the way, the leading tackler for the Browns. Minifield and Dixon on the corners with Gross and Rogers at the safeties. Larry Brazil comes in. Frank Minifield comes out in that defensive set. 2nd down and 10. Minifield missing practice a couple of days this week. This one is incomplete, over the head of Bobby Humphrey. So we'll bring it back to the 20. It'll be 3rd and 10. Let's check out the Jets scouting report.
Charlie, the Jets like to get Freeman McNeil in the ball game, and one of the things they like to do is run some power plays with him. They use a double team in block right here. The tight end will come down, double team right here. The man will come in motion. Freeman McNeil right here comes right through that area there. It's one of the favorite plays, and they like to use it from a lot of different formations. 2 backs in the backfield, 1 back. They run it a lot of different ways. Freeman McNeil running the ball off tackle.
We had a little technical problem with the telestrator, and right now the New York Jets having a technical problem. They're going to call for a timeout. So we'll join the Jets with this timeout. The game just underway. We have no score between the New York Jets and the Cleveland Browns. We'll be back in just a moment. Let's go back to the Jets scouting report.
Double team block here. Man comes in motion. Right here is where McNeil likes to run with a double team block.
3rd down and 10. Gaffney goes in motion. Hector, the remaining back, and Johnny Hector gets the call. He breaks it to the 35, the 40, to the 50, the 40, the 30, and is caught at the 15-yard line. Johnny Hector out of Texas A&M, a number 2 draft choice in 1983, rambles 65 yards before Hanford Dixon can bring him down.
Take a look at a passing situation. Sometimes you wonder why teams run running plays in passing situations, because the defense is expecting pass. The trap was working. Dan Alexander and Waldemore, good blocks. Now it's a foot race. Big play against the team that's defense is ranked number 2 in the National Football League.
Officially 64 yards. The ball just inside the 16-yard line.
And their Jets are coming after him offensively. The first play was a long pass. Good offensive series for the Jets.
Freeman McNeil is now the remaining back. McNeil, the ball carrier. The lead block is by Dan Alexander. And he'll pick up 4 or 5 yards on the play. That 64-yard ramble by Johnny Hector, the longest in his career. Al Gross makes the tackle. Spot the ball at the 11-yard line.
We'll be seeing a lot of Hector today, too, Charlie, spotting Freeman McNeil. McNeil having bruised ribs. You can see a little bit there under his jersey, the tape. It's under his right arm. Anytime he gets hit or anytime he falls on the football, it's going to be a problem for those ribs.
Ryan to throw. On the sideline, running out of room, is Glenn Dennison, the rookie out of Miami, taken in the 2nd round of the draft.
Take a look at the coverage from behind Pat Ryan. As you see 20, Rogers sliding over. This was a missed coverage. He was out there all by himself. If he could keep his feet in bounds, he had a sure touchdown. The coverage gets there a little bit too late. It seems to me, Charlie, that the Cleveland defense is a little bit rattled at this point, and the Jets offense is taking it to them.
The play moving from the 11 to the 3. It is first down, goal to go, New York. Freeman McNeil, the remaining back. McNeil slices into the end zone for a touchdown. And the Jets move very quickly, 80 yards in 6 plays.
You see number 70, Stan Waldemore, coming right at you. He'll throw the key block right there. It's a trap when an offensive lineman comes behind the line of scrimmage and blocks out on a defensive man. Just enough of a hole to get into the end zone. Touchdown for McNeil. Only the 2nd touchdown rushing that the Browns have given up this year.
And the extra point by Pat Leahy is good. And so the New York Jets move out in front by a score of 7-0 with 12:56 left to go in the first quarter. We'll be back. The New York Jets out in front of the Cleveland Browns by a score of 7-0. And Pat Leahy will be kicking off to either number 85, Bruce Davis, or number 44, Ernest Biner. Biner takes it and steps out of bounds at the 10-yard line. Now, he and the ball were converging at that point. And the officials are going to mark it out, I believe, at the 10 or possibly 11-yard line.
Let's take a look and see if he catches it inbounds or out of bounds. See, if he catches it out of bounds, then the flag goes up and they have to re-kick it. And that appears to be what the case is, what they're going to do. But if he would have caught the ball inbounds and then stepped out of bounds, then of course it would have been a big mistake as far as Biner and the Browns are concerned, and they would have gotten the ball wherever he stepped out.
So we'll bring it back. It'll be a 5-yard penalty.
Charlie, we alluded to the fact in our opening that the Cleveland Browns lost a game last week that they thought they had in the bag, needing to kick a field goal. They couldn't get to this game fast enough. They had a tough week all week. The fans were on them a little bit. They needed to come out here and really come into this ball game with a good drive offensively or a tough drive, tough defense to stop the Jets. That has not happened. The Jets took the ball right down the field, so now the pressure is on that man right there and the Browns to do something to counteract that Jet drive.
Leahy kicking again. Biner takes it. He's to the 50, the 20, the 25. the 30, and has good field position for the Cleveland Browns to move on offense for the first time. Kurt Schoen was there for the New York Jets. The quarterback for the Browns is Paul McDonald. Mike Pruitt will be the running back, with Dwight Walker and Duriel Harris the wide receivers. Ozzie Newsome and Tim Straka will be the two tight ends. And as the Jets, the Browns, of course, will make many offensive substitutions. Doug Deacon, Robert Jackson, Mike Babb, Joe DeLamielleure, and Paul Farah. That offensive line, and Charles White will now open in the backfield, along with Johnny Davis. And it is Charles White. So the search goes on for the offense for the Browns as they are trying a two-back offense with Charlie White and Johnny Davis. Kirk Springs makes the tackle, a gain of 7 yards on the play. It'll be second down and 3. It's Mark Gastineau, Joe Klecko, Marty Lyons, and the rookie in white is Ron Farrow out of the University of Arkansas. Greg Buttle back on the left side. Is Lance Mell's ankle's okay? He's on the right side, and the rookie Kyle Clifton is in the middle for the Jets. Lynn and the rookie Russell Card in the corners. Kurt Springs and Darrell Ray at the safeties. Charles White and Mike Pruitt are now the running backs. The line of scrimmage, the 42-yard line. Browns in their own territory. Newsome showing motion. McDonald, the left-hand thrower. The reception by Ozzie Newsome. The key to the Cleveland Brown offense. Kirk Springs was there to cover him. Let's go to the Brown scouting report.
Here is Ozzie Newsome right here, 82. That's the man the Jets have to stop. On this particular play they like to run, he'll hook in the middle of the field. The inside tight end will come to the outside, and the wide receiver, Duriel Harris, will come down and run this pattern here. They like to get it to Newsome if they can. If not, they'll throw it to the wide receiver.
A gain of 4 to the 46-yard line. First down for Cleveland. Newsome and Willis Adams. And then Newsome coming back in motion. And this is Mike Pruitt. And Pruitt to the 48-yard line of the New York Jets. A gain of 6, second down and 4. Greg Buttle with the tackle. Couple of scores. Kansas City in front of San Diego. Ken Lacey, a 24-yard run for the Chiefs. And for St. Louis, a 44-yard field goal. They lead the Bears 3-0. Charles White and Johnny Davis are now the running backs.
Got to hurry to get the play off.
1 second on the 30-second clock when the ball is snapped. This is White. 46-yard line, a gain of a couple. Will be third down and 2. Kyle Clifton, the rookie in the middle for the New York Jets, was there.
One of the problems the Browns had last week was a little bit of confusion, Charlie, there late in the ball game when they didn't know whether or not they wanted to kick the field goal or have another play. They're having some problems right now. Of course, they wig-wag the plays into the ball game. The coach on the sideline will signal the plays in, but the quarterback needs to get the plays so he can tell the offense and get to the line of scrimmage.
Third down and 2. Charles White. And he is wrapped up by Lance Mell. He may get a yard to the 45, but that'll be it. It'll be fourth down and 1.
Good defense by the Jets. The Browns, the number 28th in the National Football League, running the football, trying to do so in the first series to establish the run, keep the pressure off. Obviously didn't work that time. The Jets are in good shape. Fourth down.
Steve Cox will be kicking, a 41.9-yard average, and Kirk Springs is set for the return. He is second in the AFC in punt return. Fair catch is called for. He'll step away, hope that it runs into the end zone. It does not. Chris Rockins down very quickly. The number 2 draft choice out of Oklahoma State. A 44-yard kick with no return. Excellent coverage by the Browns. We'll take a look.
Kirk Springs, 21, is trying to bluff the Browns into thinking he's going to make a fair catch, but Rockins is taught better than that. Goes to the goal line, turns around, and is ready for the ball when it comes.
The Jets will have the ball on their own 2-yard line. They lead 7-0. The New York Jets on their own 2-yard line. They'll open here with 3 tight ends. Freeman McNeil just looking for a little breathing room is 3 yards to the 5. It will be 2nd down and 7. New England out in front of Cincinnati by a score of 3-0. Tony Franklin with a 20-yard field goal. And the Giants leading Atlanta 6-0. Carpenter from a yard out. And they missed the extra point.
What the Jets want to do here, Charlie, is just bring in their short yardage offense, their 2-3 tight ends or 2 running backs, and just get a little room, maybe make some first downs, but really, they're not going to make any first downs unless they put the ball in the air. I mean, this is a good opportunity, and here we'll see one.
Ryan goes sliding to the 11-yard line. He may have ducked down a little too soon. I'm not sure if he made the first down or not.
But the point I was trying to make, Charlie, when you're backed up in your own end zone, the defense is stacked to stop the run. And sometimes if you can get a safe pass, a wide receiver one-on-one on the corner, you can get out of the hole by throwing the football.
Here the New York Jets leading 7-0. Cleveland dominating this series. They have won 7 of the 8 times that they have played. You can see about a foot short of the first down. But the last 5 games have been determined by 3 points or less.
I'm impressed with Pat Ryan here. Throwing from your own end zone, you don't want to make any mistakes. He looks downfield, nothing is there. He doesn't panic. He says, okay, I'm not going to throw it. I'm going to try and get upfield and get a first down.
And he saw number 50, Tom Cousineau, eyeball to eyeball, and decided, whether I'm there or not, it's still time to go down.
And he slid right a bit where second base used to be before they started that infield.
Rocky Cleaver showing motion. And Johnny Hector diving for the first down to the 14-yard line. Gain of 3. Let's go to New York City.
Thanks, Charlie. This is Ahmad Rashad. And in Kansas City, on their first possession, Ken Lacey takes the handoff from Todd Blackledge and shows that Kansas City can run too. It's Kansas City 7, San Diego 0.
Thank you, Ahmad. That's a little turnaround. We expected the early score, of course, to be by San Diego because they put so many points on the board. And here it's the Jets 7 and the Browns nothing. Jets control from their own 14-yard line first down. Here's Freeman McNeil. He is dropped by Bob Golan.
Charlie, this is a very difficult stadium to come into and win football games. We'll take a look at the last 5 meetings. You can see they've been very close the last couple. But the infield portion where the teams are right now has been resodded. That's the baseball infield, and it's very difficult to get some good footing in that area as we take a look at San Rutigliano. There you see the infield portion that has been resodded.
Freeman McNeil, 4 carries for 60 to scramble for the football. Ryan going after his own fumble. And he got it, and Cousineau was right on top of him. Eddie Johnson also there. Today's telecast presented by authority of the National Football League, intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the Cleveland Browns and the National Football League is prohibited. 3rd down and 4, the ball on the 21-yard line. Gaffney in motion. And Ryan to throw. Going to Mickey Schuler. Clay Matthews was with him. Schuler will lose that argument. Here's another look.
Well, we'll take a look from the end zone. Good pass protection. Ryan sets up, makes a good throw to get this ball in, throws it away from Matthews. 1 foot. Nope. He dotted the I with the right foot, but didn't get it in bounds. Good effort, though, by Schuler, and a good throw by Ryan.
Guy Bingham to snap, Chuck Ramsey to Kip, and Dwight Walker is set for the return, so the Browns could have excellent field position here. There's a little bit of a wind, but not that much. Good kick. Walker takes it at the 31-yard line. Has 10, maybe 11 yards on the return, upon a 48 yards. The score, the Jets 7 and the Browns nothing. A special edition of Sports World next Saturday at Survival of the Fittest. Our spotlight falls on number 74, Paul Farron, right tackle, Cleveland Browns. He's going up against Mark Gastineau. On the 42-yard line, first down, McDonald's pass. Going to the money man, Ozzie Newsome. 13 yards, Darrell Ray for the defense, first down.
We're talking about the battle between Farron and Gastineau. You'll see, watch Gastineau's feet. He's got the best feet in the National Football League, any defensive end I've seen. Keeps his feet even moving, pulls his man out of the way, and then his footwork. You know, you always talk about quarterbacks having good footwork and all that. Gastineau could be a quarterback.
When we asked Gastineau about playing across from Paul Farron, a number 12 draft choice a year ago, he had a smile of a Cheshire cat. Ozzie Newsome again, the key to the offense for the Browns. 12 yards, back-to-back first downs. Johnny Lynn and Darrell Ray for the Jets.
Good play by McDonald. You'll see him look out to the flanker. Fakes, now watch him. He looks to the flanker, pulls the cornerback up, and then throws the ball behind the corner. Right there, good throw, lays it in. Good play by the Browns.
Newsome needing 104 yards receiving to reach the 5,000-yard plateau. McDonald 3 of 3. Here's Mike Pruitt. To that 20-yard line. 14 yards. 3 first downs in a row. Kirk Spriggs with the stop, along with Lance Mel.
We said the Browns want to get their running game going. It's a little draw on first down. Pass protection. Of course, the Jets, when they see pass protection, they say, let me get to the passer. Draw on first down, in this case, was a good call.
14 yards. The Browns' longest run from scrimmage this year. Their rushing game has been averaging only 2.7 yards a carry. Mike Pruitt. A flag down on the play. Ben Rudolph now in on defense for the Jets makes the stop. We saw the spotlight on Paul Farron working against Gastineau. Farron has made the statement that I'm like an island out there. I enjoy going one-on-one.
Yeah.
Well, that
You want to be one-on-one with that man right there.
that
51 defense, first down.
Jets offsides. That island that he likes to be isolated on is crowded by number 99.
And one of the things that the Browns will be doing is stuttering their snap count, their cadence. You'll see right here when Gastineau jumps, if we go ahead and see it, the cadence was running right there. He jumped just a little bit ahead of the ball. One of the ways that McDonald can use his cadence to slow down the pass rush.
First down and 5, 15-yard line. Mike Pruitt. A couple of yards to the 13, so it'll be second down and 3 as Joe Klecko, who has moved back inside, makes the tackle. The Saints leading the Rams by a score of 3-0. Anderson with a 47-yard field goal. And Cincinnati out in front of New England 7-3. Second down and 3. Here the score. The Jets 7 and the Cleveland Browns nothing with 4:44 and counting. That is the time remaining in the first quarter. Brennan in motion to give inside to Pruitt. He breaks it. Just inside the 1-yard line. Darrell Ray with the tackle.
Browns running to their right over Klecko and Gastineau. Both take an outside charge, leaving a big hole inside. Kyle Clifton, the middle linebacker, the rookie, is being handled. Good running play. Up the side. Here you'll see the outside charge by Gastineau and Klecko, which opens up the inside running for the Browns.
First down. Goal to go. There it is. Mike Pruitt, touchdown. Johnny Davis, the lead block.
Take another look at the line blocking. Gastineau, number 99, is slanting to the inside. Looks like a lot of Jets there, but good running by the Mike Pruitt.
And Matt Barr with the point after. It is good. So we are tied at 7, a 58-yard drive in 6 plays.
Inside running, obviously, one of the game plans for the Cleveland Browns, running inside.
3:53 left to go. Here's a sneak preview of the Pro Bowling Tour on NBC. This is Charlie Jones, Bob Greasy, as Steve Cox will be kicking off for the Cleveland Browns to either Bobby Humphrey or Kirk Sprague. His last 7 kickoffs have gone into the end zone. This one just to the goal line. Here's Bobby Humphrey. To the 10, the 15, to the 30. Another excellent return by Bobby Humphrey, who is leading the NFL in kickoff returns. This one 38 yards above his average by 5 yards.
In talking with Sam Rutigliano yesterday out here at practice, he says, I'm going to tell Cox to kick the ball away from Bobby Humphrey. This time he didn't do it. He's been kicking him into the end zone. You can see why Humphrey is so devastating as a kickoff return man. Great speed and great running ability.
And Ernest Biner is the man who made the tackle. And we have an injury on the field. There's a look at the kickoff return leaders, led by Bobby Humphrey of the New York Jets.
Larry Pasquale, the special teams coach for the New York Jets, used to be a quarterback, all-city quarterback, and his head coach was Sam Rutigliano.
The Jets and the Browns are tied at 7-7. The spotlight falls on number 82, Mickey Schuler. Off to his greatest year, 19 receptions for 222 yards, including 5 touchdowns. Here's Freeman McNeil. McNeil from the 38 to the 42-yard line. Now, Mickey Schuler and Pat Ryan came to the Jets in the same year, 1978. They played together on the scout team, so he's used to throwing to him.
Take a look at his blocking here. He's known for his pass catching. Comes across, blocks on Johnson, number 51. Good job. Gets a little help from Waldemore, but good job on that play.
Gain of 5. It'll be 2nd and 5 at the 43-yard line. Larry Brazil is now in that left corner. Frank Minifield with that hamstring problem went to the locker room, has come back. So the Jets could pick on the defensive left side. This pass just shy of the 10-yard marker to Freeman McNeil. A gain of 4. They needed 5. It'll be 3rd down and 1. Al Gross with the tackle.
Freeman McNeil coming out of the backfield on a little option. He can break either way. Of course, when they have a zone coverage, he just hooks up between the two defenders, catches the football. But talking to Joe Walton, he says, Schuler's playing much better, Charlie, and one of the reasons was he was in a comfort zone. He was just kind of coasting last year. He had a little discussion with him, and now he's playing a lot better.
St. Louis leading Chicago by 3, 3rd and 1. We're tied, 1st down. Tony Page picks it up. The rookie from VPI, taken in the 6th round of the draft, a gain of 7 yards on the play. Tom Cousineau with the tackle.
Schuler with a key block on that play. Page, the rookie here, will take a look at Schuler, number 82. Straight ahead blocking, gets his man. All right. Getting a little fired up in there.
And it's the 1st down at the Cleveland 46-yard line. The Jets 7 and the Browns 7. Two teams in search of an offense. They may have found it today. Freeman McNeil, the remaining back. Pat Ryan to throw. It's McNeil swinging out of the backfield, and Cousineau with the tackle, and a gain of 6 yards on the play to the 40-yard line, 2nd down and 4. McNeil, you can see that bulge around his back. He has a special kind of a rib pad. Then they have foam padding just under that right arm that has been molded to his side for protection. Bruce rib.
He didn't want to wear a flak jacket because that was a little bit too bulky, and when you're carrying the ball, it gets a little slippery. So they built him a special pad to wear, protect those ribs.
Second down and 4. Cleveland 40-yard line. Here comes the blitz by Cousineau. The pass is complete to the 20-yard line. Bobby Humphrey and a gain of 20. Don Rogers with the tackle. First down.
Good call, Charlie. You're so accurate when you say a blitz. Linebackers were coming. You see 56 Banks and 50 Cousineau. Just doesn't get there in time. Ryan stays in there. Humphrey playing for Wesley Walker makes a good catch and gets down.
Wesley with that ankle injury thought that he might be able to play today. We talked to him yesterday. He said, no, by the way, the eye problem that he had, it's all cleared up. First down, 20-yard line. Ryan, all alone at the 11-yard line, is Bobby Humphrey. And for Dixon, decked him at that point.
I think he's getting up a little slowly, Charlie. The Jets can ill afford to have another wide receiver injured. We take another look at the pass protection. Ryan's going to roll a little bit to his left. Joe Walton has brought this pass play over. He came over from the Redskins. The Jets have run it for several years. Good play. Just gets kneed in the back a little bit there by Dixon.
And with that play, the first quarter comes to a close. We've had an offensive circus. We're tied at 7. We'll be back. This is Charlie Jones, Bob Greasy. We start the second quarter. The Jets at the Cleveland 10-yard line. First down, goal to go at the 10. We are tied 7-7. The statistics of the first quarter. Leading to the Jet side. Here's Ryan. Has pressure. Steps away from throws. It is intercepted at the 2-yard line by Eddie Johnson. First turnover of the ball game.
Eddie Johnson right here is going to make the interception. He's going to go this way with when Ryan rolls this way, then he's going to stop and look for a receiver coming from this side. Johnson will come back in here and make the interception. The big play by the leading tackler for the Browns, number 51. Watch him. You go out of your frame. The penetration gets in Ryan's face. He loses sight of the linebackers inside, throws the ball into an area he shouldn't have thrown the ball. Big play by the Brown defense.
And credit the pressure that the Browns were putting on Ryan because he had the pressure, then he stepped away from it. Then he threw when he shouldn't. 5-yard line. Cleveland has the ball. First down. Mike Pruitt. Gain of 3. 8-yard line. Maybe 4 to the 9. Let's go to New York City.
Charlie and Bob, at Veterans Stadium, the Eagles have gotten on the board against the Colts. Ron Jaworski stands in under pressure. A 5-yard pass to Mike Quick. 7th touchdown pass of the year for Jaworski. It is 7-0. The Eagles, they have just gone into the second quarter.
And here we have Joe Klecko, who is the injured player. We are tied 7-7, an injury timeout. 14:38 left to go. We're in the second quarter. We'll be back to Cleveland Stadium in just a moment. Klecko is up. They were working on his left shoulder, no, his right shoulder. Barry Bennett has replaced him.
Could be just a pinched nerve, Charlie, something that comes and goes. He may be back in the ballgame.
Second down and 6 at the 9-yard line, following the gain of 4. Mike Pruitt, 14-yard line. He picks up 5. It'll be 3rd down and 1 as Marty Lyons and Bob Crable make the tackle. Kansas City now leading San Diego by a score of 10-3. Nick Lowry with a 23-yard field goal. Rams 7, New Orleans 3. Kemp to Hill, 25-yard touchdown pass. Tampa Bay 7-0. DeBerg to House, 25 yards. Klecko back in the ballgame, 3rd down and 1. Johnny Davis is in the block for Mike Pruitt. And Pruitt has the first down to the 17-yard line. A gain of 3 and the first down. Lead block by Johnny Davis out of Alabama.
Take a look at the line surge for the Cleveland Browns. Running inside of Gastineau again. He opens up. Charlie, I can see him doing that maybe on an offensive play where it's 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9. It's expecting pass, but when you're expecting run, he's either doing that on his own or the linebacker from the inside has got to fill. Sometimes they give a linebacker whatever is not working to this point.
Meanwhile, Klecko has gone back out of the ballgame holding his right arm. Play action. Ozzie Newsome to the 40. Newsome to the 44, maybe the 45-yard line. Kurt Springs with the tackle. 27 yards on the play to the 44.
We'll see the play action from the end zone. Number 50 is Crable. Watch him being held by the play action. He looks, now he sees it's not a run. Good fake by McDonald. Throws the ball just over Buttle. Great execution by the Browns. They got it moving.
Cleveland at their own 44. Ball game tied 7-7. Just under 12 and a half minutes to go in the first half. Ryan. McDonald to the 46-yard line. Paul McDonald has completed 4 of 4. And all 4 passes have been to Ozzie Newsome.
But why not? It's just your favorite target. You know he's going to get open. Joe Klecko is being worked on. I think it's his right shoulder. Cut the jersey off of his back, so you know it must be pretty serious if he can't raise his arm. He went back in thinking it probably was a pinched nerve. It's probably something a little bit more serious than that.
A gain of 1 to the 45. Second down and 9. 6th play of the drive. McDonald loops it over the head of Ozzie Newsome. In the 1978 draft, the first 4 receivers were Wes Chandler, James Lofton, John Jefferson, and number 4 was Ozzie Newsome.
And he was drafted as a wide receiver, played wide receiver for Alabama, but when he came in, they put him at tight end right away, and he's been a great tight end in the National Football League.
And the Jets continue to work on Joe Klecko on the sideline. We have not got a report on his condition.
Doesn't look too good, Charlie. When they cut the shoulder pads off of you and they cut your shirt off, you know it's got to be something serious to the shoulder.
3rd down and 9. There's not a running back behind. McDonald scrambles for dives. He may be maybe half a yard shy. He needed 9. I think he got only 8. Paul McDonald meeting Mark Gastineau.
Man's been sacked more than anybody else in the league. Good protection this time. Just avoids the sack. Has plenty of room. You can see everybody going which way, any which way. Man-to-man coverage in the secondary. Everybody's covering their man. Nobody's covering the quarterback.
Harry Hamilton was the man who covered him. The chains come out. It'll be a yard shy.
That wasn't even close.
No, it wasn't. The crowd wanting the Browns to gamble and go for it, but you do not gamble at the Jet 47-yard line. So Steve Cox comes in to kick.
Paul McDonald has been under a lot of heat the last couple of weeks. He's playing a lot better. Last week, of course, he played very well, and he got it very well, and he's got off to a great start today.
Kurt Springs sets for the return of the kick of Steve Cox. Cox double duty, does the punting and also kicks off. And the Browns will take a delay of game. Now, they wanted this penalty because they want to give Cox a little more room to drop the ball inside of the 10-yard line. Temperature in the upper 60s. A little bit of a breeze, not a factor. The sun trying to break through. We've had a fog situation here in Cleveland the last couple of days. Joe Klecko going to the locker room now for the Jets. Pressure by New York. Springs takes it at the 17-yard line. And he'll lose a yard to the 16 on the return. Tom Cousineau was there, a punt of 31 yards, a loss of 1 on the return. We're tied 7-7. We'll be back in just a moment. Stay with us after the game as the Padres try and keep the World Series going and take it back to San Diego. Vin and Joe will be there. Here at 7-7, Jets with the ball. their own 16-yard line. Ryan rolls, throws. Pass is complete on the far side to Derek Gaffney. And Gaffney is out of bounds. Just a moment ago, we alluded to it. Joe Klecko went to the locker room, bruised right shoulder. They're going to do some x-rays.
And it depends on how badly that shoulder is bruised. A bad bruise is a slight separation, and it depends on what they see in the x-rays. It depends on how long he is going to be out.
On that last play, a gain of 14 through the 30-yard line. Jets control in their own territory. We're tied 7-7 with 10:26 left to go in the second quarter. Ryan going deep and incomplete to Bobby Humphrey, trying to hit the speedster from New Mexico State. So bring it back to the New York 30-yard line. It'll be second down and 10.
Charlie, last week, the New England Patriots were playing the Browns and used a little deception to get deep past Al Gross. We take a look at the offensive lineman. But what they were trying to do there is look off one way and try to get your speedster Humphrey downfield past Gross. That time it wasn't successful.
And you notice the gloves that the offensive linemen wear as they come to the line of scrimmage at the 30-yard line. Freeman McNeil, the remaining back, second down and 10. And McNeil kind of squirts for about 3 to the 33. The third down and 7. Chip Banks with the tackle. The Giants leading Atlanta 13-0. A Sims to Carpenter 9-yard touchdown pass.
The secondary for the Browns is very aggressive, very active. As we'll take another look at these gloves, you know, linemen, almost like boxing gloves, linemen didn't used to wear anything, but they wear that, helps give them a little bit of protection against blocking into the defensive line.
Protection for your knuckles and for your fingers, right?
Exactly. Defensive linemen can't wear them because they need to grab and pull.
Offensive linemen grab and pull a little too. Third down and 7. Complete.
Sure.
Mickey Schuler. 32 yards on this play. Cousineau with a tackle.
Schuler, good release. Releases to the outside. Rockins, 37, just trying to keep up with him. Good read by Ryan. Rockins, a rookie. Now he runs away from Gross. This is a big play. Both teams have excellent tight ends, and they need to go to him a lot. Jets are finding Schuler a lot. Number 20, as you see, Don Rogers with a safety blitz. Good play by Ryan to get rid of the football.
The ball at the Cleveland 35-yard line. First down. Here's Freeman McNeil. McNeil has 5, 6, maybe 7 yards on the play.
It's a great shot that we had of Don Rogers, the safety. And what that tells you is when the team is moving the ball down the field on you like the Jets are against the Browns, they're going to pull out everything they have to try and stop you. That tells you that the Browns are an aggressive defense. When they're blitzing their weak safety and a fine one in Rogers, they're concerned and they don't want to let you do it. They're not going to sit back and be passive. They're going to be active and aggressive and stop you.
Eddie Johnson and Larry Brazil on that last tackle. Frank Minifield with that hamstring problem, only in for the first play. He's been out of the ball game since then. Rockins and Brazil both have replaced him at defensive left cornerback. Here's McNeil, left side. 7 yards to the 21-yard line and a first down for the New York Jets as Don Rogers makes the tackle.
Very impressed with the Jet offense. As we said going into it, both teams were looking for more offense. McNeil has been a key player. Pat Ryan has played very well, but they're doing against the number 2 defense in the National Football League and doing very well.
And that's number 31, Frank Minifield, rookie free agent, played in the USFL, has that hamstring problem, normally starts at left cornerback. Here's Johnny Hector, the remaining back. And that swarming Cleveland Brown defense, number 1 in the AFC, and they'll just bring it out and they'll lose 2 on the play. Clay Matthews, the first man there, Al Gross the second.
Just a toss to the left side. Watch the pursuit from the Browns. Nobody is on nobody's on the ground. Everybody stays on their feet, spreads it out. Then he finally runs out of sideline.
The Jets 7 and the Browns 7. McNeil scoring from 3 yards out. Mike Pruitt for Cleveland scoring from a yard out. For the Jets, an 80-yard drive, and for the Browns, a 58-yard drive. Both of those coming in the first quarter. New York had another threat. Eddie Johnson with the interception. Here's Schuler again. A gain of 9 to the 13-yard line. It was 2nd and 11, so it'll be 3rd down and a couple as Hanford Dixon and Clay Matthews were there for the Cleveland Browns. I mentioned the fact that Pat Ryan, drafted in 78 in the 11th round, Mickey Schuler drafted in 78 in the 3rd round, played together on the scout team. Now, that is the team in practice that runs the other team's play.
And you can get some good things done at that time also. You may not be working for your own team that week as far as playing offensively, but your time will come and you learn a lot of things. You learn how to read defenses. You learn timing with wide receivers. And that is a valuable time for young quarterbacks and young receivers.
The New York Jets call a timeout. 5:58 left to go. First half. We're tied at 7. The ball at the Cleveland 13-yard line. 3rd down and 2. Prior to this game, the Jets offense inside the opponent's 20-yard line 23 times. They put points on the board 20 times. This is the 3rd time they've been inside of Cleveland's 20-yard line. They put points on the board 1 time. They were intercepted the other. Ryan, it is high and it is incomplete. That is tough on a receiver. Rocky Cleaver. Dig it up in the air and sandwiched by Don Rogers and Chris Rockton. Woo!
You can be sure that that's tough on a receiver. Anytime you throw the ball that high over the middle this late, you can be sure somebody's going to hit you. And Rogers has been known for hitting people. He's been in this league for 6 or 7 games, and he already has a reputation of being a tough, aggressive defensive back.
And a 30-yard field goal attempt by Pat Leahy. And it is good. And the New York Jets move back in front on that 30-yard field goal with 5:48. Time remaining. First half. We'll be back in just a moment. This is the type of glove that an offensive lineman now wears.
And it's like we said, to protect his knuckles. I've never had one of these things on in my life. But what they do, they get in here and they fight. And sometimes they get the jerseys caught in these gloves for one reason or another. And what you're seeing a lot of now is, you see how they contrast the white on that. They're coloring these things so when they hook the defensive man, the color doesn't show up so much as it does on a white one. So they're painting him and spraying him the same color as the opposing jersey. One of the tricks that the offensive linemen are using nowadays.
And it is a legal trick. Biner and Davis are deep. And Cleveland will start from their own 20-yard line. Ernest Biner fielding at 8 or 9 yards deep. The Jets out in front of Cleveland by a score of 10-7. 5:42. That is the time remaining in the first half. Kansas City leading San Diego now 10-6. Ricardo with a 42-yard field goal for the Chargers. He was just signed for a couple of weeks with Ralph Benerska. Is recovering from an operation. Philadelphia leading Indianapolis by a score of 10-0. Bob Crable now the middle linebacker for the New York Jets. And here's Mike Pruitt. And a flag goes down. I believe that's only the second flag that we have had in the ball game. Third, counting the one on the kickoff that went out of bounds. Holding against the Cleveland Browns.
We just talked about a little offensive holding with the offensive lineman.
Maybe the gloves were the wrong color. Should have been wearing the white gloves.
It's taken me 5 minutes to get those gloves off.
Holding 64, offense, first down.
Holding on Joe DeLamalure. Not only you mentioned the fact they spray painted, they also used, they will cover them in tape, the same color as the jersey
and like you
of the
said, Charlie,
opponent.
it's completely legal, and sometimes the arm inadvertently will slip up behind, and they just don't want to have that contrast with the jersey of the opposing team.
First down and 20, the ball back at the 10-yard line. Here's Paul McDonald. And the left-hander fires and completes the pass to Brian Brennan. Jets going for the football.
I think they have it, Charlie.
And they've got it, yes. Barry Bennett was diving in for it. We'll go back and take another look.
This play was very similar to the scouting report play that we drew up for the Browns. The wide receiver, Brennan, just hooks inside. Everybody is taken out of the play defensively, and he just gets hit. Right there, the ball comes out. Crable, number 50, is the man who caused the fumble. Big play for the Jets.
Bennett recovers it now. Brennan is playing with a cast. He has a broken bone in his right hand. Jets with an opportunity at the Cleveland 19-yard line. And McNeil goes very quickly to the 15-yard line as we pause briefly for station identification. This is the NBC television network.
WLIO, Lima.
This is Charlie Jones, Bob Greasy, Cleveland Stadium. 5 minutes and 5 seconds left, second quarter. Jets by 3. New York scoring 58 points on 16 opponent turnovers. So they have capitalized. They have an opportunity here. Second down 7 following the gain of 3. Ryan has pressure from the backside, and he is brought down by Clay Matthews. And a flag is down. Matthews, number 57, a number 1 draft choice in 78. In his 6th year is the oldest defensive starter for the Browns, and he's only 28. 5 number 1 draft choices on that Brown defense.
Personal foul, 67 defense, first down.
I think he meant 57 on Clay Matthews, the man who got the sack.
Take a look. Number 57 to the right. Right there now, he has a hold of him. He can't go down. He won't go down. Now let me give him a little forearm and help him to go down a little bit. That's what they call. Right there, you can see the official. You don't want to do it.
The umpire, Dave Hamilton.
Not in front of him.
Looked like he was wrestling a steer and wanted to tie him up. So it's first down and goal to go. Is Freeman McNeil. And McNeil is into the end zone for his second touchdown of the ball game. And in the process, McNeil may have hurt that bruised rib again that he has.
Well, this is just good running on the part. Watch the left guard, Dan Alexander, number 60, Waldemore, pulling out. Good blocking. Good blocking. You don't see a Brown anywhere in there. McNeil sees the hole. He didn't fall on the football. I just think anytime he falls, Charlie, he's going to have problems with those ribs.
Pat Leahy with the extra point attempt. And it is good. And the New York Jets have now stretched their margin to 10 points. 17-7.
Number 60 is Alexander. 70 is Waldemore. 49 is Page. Just runs over the cornerback. Great blocking on the part. McNeil sees the end zone and gets to it. We'll be right back.
Here's a look at the doubleheader games next Sunday. Miami at New England. Most of you in our area, some of you will see that game. And in the second half of the doubleheader, many of you will be seeing the Kansas City New York Jet game. The rest of you will see the Raiders at San Diego. And here's the Jets by 10 over Cleveland. Davis will not run it out, so once again, Cleveland will have the ball at their own 20-yard line. First down, but first, let's go to New York City.
All right, Charlie, in Foxborough, a surprise unfolding as Cincinnati leads New England. Boomer Esiason has thrown his second touchdown pass today. This to Chris Collinsworth of 7 yards. So it is now 14-3. The Bengals over the Patriots.
Oh, thank you, Bill. That is an upset, Workley.
A little bit of a surprise there.
Freeman McNeil, 2 touchdowns, 10 carries, 50 yards, 5-yard average, obviously. And here's Paul McDonald. McDonald throws. Ozzie Newsome. 27-yard line. Gain of 7, second down and 3. And Newsome is down after that gain of 7 yards. With this game, he keeps his streak going now at 73 games. Dr. John Bergefield and Bill Tessendorf, the trainer, working on him.
Lions just hitting McDonald as he gets rid of the football. Really couldn't see Charlie. Looks like he grabbed his stomach or his rib cage. Maybe got the wind knocked out of him. Doesn't appear to be anything below the waist as far as knees or ankles, so that is good.
That's the first thing you look for. Ozzie has 5 receptions for 62 yards with 4:18 left to go in the first half. On the scoreboard, Miami leading Houston by a score of 7-0. There's no score in the first quarter. Marino to Mark Clayton for 27 yards. And the Rams 21, New Orleans 3. Jeff Kemp has thrown for 2 touchdown passes in that one. Here, the Jets 17, the Browns 7. Ricky Feature, that bad shoulder, is in the ball game as a receiver. Mike Pruitt is the ball carrier. Mark Gastineau with the tackle from the 27 to the 32-yard line, a gain of 5 and a first down. When we talked with Gastineau, he said one of the problems of going against Paul Ferrin is the fact that he doesn't know what he might do. He said sometimes somebody that I haven't played against that much, they get all excited and they'll play the game of their life. So I'd rather go against the solid veteran that I know what he's going to do. Well, has the book on him, in other words.
Yeah, that's right, Charlie. And the other thing is when you're playing a weaker man, they'll double team you a lot more.
McDonald going deep to Feature. Incomplete. Johnny Lynn with the coverage. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Back at the Cleveland 32-yard line.
Cleveland has tried to get some speed burners into their offense. They traded for Dario Harris a little bit earlier in the offseason. Feature is one of their speed burners they like to get in there. As we take a look at the battle going on here, the double team right there, Pruitt and Ferrin blocking on Gastineau. He's seen it all year, and he's seeing it again today.
And he'll see it next week and the week after.
That's the price of being good.
Gastineau leading the NFL with 10 sacks. McDonald, 2nd and 10, throwing behind the intended receiver. And that is Dwight Walker. It'll be 3rd down and 10.
Now watch, the running back out of here is going to come out of it and get into this area and just hook up. This receiver will get out of the way to give the receiver all this room to work in. This time he's just going to hook up into the open area. As you see the jet coverage, the linebacker goes straight back. Ball is thrown away from the linebacker as much as it was. I'm sure McDonald thought that the man was going to break to the outside a little bit more.
Number 82, Ozzie Newsome, back in the ball game. McDonald looks for it, and he catches it. Ozzie to the 40, to the 30, inside the 20, and a flag goes down. They have got his face back. And he was very bitter. 52 yards. And the Jets had excellent coverage. McDonald threading right on a line. It'll be against the Jets. They'll add it to the end of the play.
We'll take a look. Right here is Ozzie Newsome. Man-to-man coverage. He's going to come in motion, go up the field, break to the inside, break the tackle, and then take off. As you'll see, the tight coverage, man-to-man coverage. He's following anywhere he goes. Excellent throw. Excellent throw. Got in front of him. And a good run by Newsome. We'll take another look at what the quarterback is seeing. Man in his face, tight coverage by Carter.
Russell Carter had great coverage. You couldn't stay any closer. With the penalty, the ball to the 11. Mike Pruitt carries.
So I said going in, Charlie, that McDonald is playing a lot better than he has early in the season. He had a man in his face, and he had a tight coverage downfield, and he still threaded the ball very well.
Gain of 3 to the 8, where Barry Bennett and Lance Mel make the tackle. In case you joined us late, Klecko injured really twice in the ballgame. We thought he was a pinch nerve, came out, came back in. And they are now doing an x-ray on the right shoulder. But we don't have any report on it as yet. Second down, just a little over 7 to go. They can pick up a first down without going in. Pass is complete to Newsom. Diving for the end zone. They'll say no. They'll give him 7 yards to the 1. Third down and a half a yard for the first down. Third down a yard for the score. Darrell Ray saves the touchdown.
From the end zone, look at the protection. We're seeing a lot of quick passing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 steps by McDonald and releasing the ball. He's been sacked 30 times, Charlie, as we said going in, and they don't want him to sit back there and have to wait for long patterns downfield. They want to get him set up quickly and throw the ball. That pattern right there was an example of a quick release by the quarterback.
It is enough for a first down, so it's only about a foot away when they spotted his first down goal to go. They've got 4 pops at it. Mike Good with his second touchdown.
Here's where you like to run it in on first down if you're the offense. You like to make them work for it if you're on the defensive side. Good blocking up front. Pruitt just lowers his head and gets in there on the first play.
80 yards on that touchdown drive, and Ozzie Newsome had 66 of the 80 yards. 80 yards in 8 plays.
Crable had a good hit on him, but couldn't get enough in there to really make the tackle.
They're going to take the 2-minute warning right now, so we've got a timeout. We'll come back with the extra point attempt in a moment. Bob Griese, you said that the key for the Cleveland Browns, Ozzie Newsome, 7 receptions, 121 yards. And as you see, he has now moved over that magic 5,000-yard plateau. Matt Barr with McDonald holding. And it is good. So the Cleveland Browns pull within 3 of the Jets. 17-14. Let's go to New York.
All right, Charlie, down in the Orange Bowl, the Oilers have played the Dolphins tough so far, but Dan Marino has finally gotten Miami on the scoreboard. Marino 27 yards to Mark Clayton. That's a familiar scene. 7-0 Miami. 18th touchdown pass of the year for Dan Marino.
Thank you, Bill. Marino just keeps swinging him away.
It's amazing the way he has just come on in his first 2 years.
And in reality, about this time of the year, last year is when he had his first start against Buffalo. He's the 6th or 7th game of the season.
We're seeing 2 young quarterbacks here today, and I think the fact that Marino came in last year and did so well so early in his career has hastened some of the other young quarterbacks around the league to get in some playing time. The coaches are saying, wait a minute. If he can do it, we've got some young quarterbacks. Maybe we ought to put them in and let them play. Maybe we can get a Dan Marino on our ball club.
New York Jets 17, Cleveland Browns 14. Steve Cox will be kicking off for Cleveland with Bobby Humphrey, number 84. Kirk Spriggs, number 21, set for the kickoff return. Bobby Humphrey, number 1 in the NFL in kickoff returns. They're going to low squib type kick, kind of break up the rhythm. Field at the 10-yard line by Spriggs. Kirk is to the 25, to the 30. Another good return to the 37-yard line. Don Rogers with the tackle, 27-yard return.
We have Don Rogers isolated, number 20. It's very unusual for your top draft choice, who is also one of your top defensive backs, to be on the special teams. But here you see why. He's in there making tackles.
Don Rogers, number 20. He's a catalyst, an intimidator. He hits like a truck, and his style of play affects everybody else. He picks up that defense.
Exactly.
Here's Johnny Hector. Give him 3 to the 40. It'll be second down and 7 as Dave Pazzulli, now in on defense for the Browns, makes the stop. Don't forget to be with us at halftime. NFL 84, they'll be updating all the scores. They'll be setting up the World Series later on this afternoon. There are the timeouts remaining. All the scores and highlights at halftime. Marion Barber, the Cleveland territory. A gain of 13 and the first down.
Jets with their hurry-up offense, their good running play again.
Now they use their timeout. Now they're going to go ahead with it.
Cleveland, 47-yard line. Ryan has time. Almost intercepted. Should have been intercepted. Tom Cousineau. Eddie Johnson also there. Oh.
Cousineau should have picked this off. He's already has 2 interceptions this year. Here we'll see Cousineau right here. He's going to drop straight back. Ryan's going to shuffle this way. When Cousineau comes over, this will be one of the easier ones he should have had. Zone coverage, the linebackers drop straight back. He reads the quarterback's eyes all the way. It's an overthrow. Cousineau will never have a better chance than that one.
And Ryan's intended receiver, he was spun around, and I don't think he ever saw the ball.
I don't think he did either, Charlie.
2nd and 10. Browns 47-yard line. 1:04 left to go first half. Here's pressure on Ryan. Going deep, and it is incomplete. Larry Brazil has the coverage, and Bobby Humphrey just speeding down the sideline. They use Humphrey. Doesn't have that much experience as a receiver. They use him basically just on streak patterns or up patterns.
And on that kickoff return, obviously, he is, we've said he's the leader. But with Wesley Walker not in there today, he has some speed, and they'll be throwing the ball deep down the field as they did on the opening play of the game.
Wesley Walker, bothered by that ankle injury that he suffered a week ago, will not play today. 3rd down and 10, 58 seconds left to go, 2nd quarter. The Jets leading by 3, 17-14. The search for the offense has continued. Johnny Hector. Hector cutting back inside and outside, and they're trying to pull everybody out of bounds, and he does, has the first down. Takes Cousineau with him at the 30-yard line. Gain of 17. And the first down, and just as important, stops the clock. 51 seconds left to go.
Hector is a fine running back, Charlie. I'm very impressed with him. 70 Waldemore is out in front. We see some good crackback blocks. Nobody for Waldemore to block, so Hector says, let me go on my own. Waldemore just dancing around there. He says, I'll get out there, you run around me.
And a good move to get to the sideline. The Jets with 1 timeout remaining.
And they're in good shape. They're on the 30-yard line going in.
51 seconds. Ryan scrambling. And then he is caught from behind. The ball popped up. Picked off in the air by Dave Fazuli. Cleveland has the ball. Keith Baldwin, number 99, made the play happen.
How many times does a defensive lineman get an interception? Fazuli is right here. He's going to fight his man and come all the way over here and make the interception. As we'll see, good penetration from the right side of the screen. There you see him running around. Number 99 gets in his way. But watch Fazuli to the right there. Happy birthday, Dave Fazuli.
Clay Matthews also there. It will be an interception. And Cleveland has the ball at their own 37-yard line. McDonald trying to catch it immediately. And it is incomplete. Going to Bruce Davis. Devlin Mullen has the coverage.
Davis is a young, small receiver, but there are a lot of small receivers around the league now. Let's take a look at it. This is a jump ball. It's one-on-one. It's Davis against the defensive back, and whoever is the better athlete can go up and catch that football.
Ball at the Cleveland 37-yard line, 2nd down and 10. 33 seconds left to go in the half. The Browns trailing by 3. Here's the draw. Throw it to the 40-yard line. May not have gotten that far. They may mark it at the 39. Browns will stop the clock. 24 seconds. Marty Lyons with the last tackle. For a gain of a couple, it'll be 3rd down and 8.
Charlie, we got to give a little bit of credit to Keith Baldwin, number 99,
Yep.
on that last interception, because if he weren't pressuring Ryan, the ball would not have been intercepted. But I'm sure those defensive linemen get together and I don't know if Pazzulli will give half that interception to Baldwin, but I'm sure he'll go over and say, thanks for giving him a little pressure.
He'll give a thank you.
Yes, sir.
Keith Baldwin, number 99, taken in the second round of the draft in 1982, and he is part of that dog line that they call. They call that defensive line the dogs because they bark at each other.
Here he is right here. He's going to be doing a little bark, and he's going to work his way over and get in the way of Ryan. It's going to really cause him to scramble out of the pocket as we take a look. And the ball is going to actually slip out of his hand when he brings the ball back to throw it. It looked like it slipped. I think he was hit at the same time, but it slipped up into the air. And, of course, Pazzulli was there at the right time.
And as you know, there's a great saying in North Africa that the dogs may bark, but the caravan moves on. This time it's moving on in the other direction.
Yeah, I was wondering what that had to do with anything.
McDonald has completed 8 of 12 passes for 130 yards. 7 of his 8 completions to Ozzie Newsome for 121 of 130 yards. And here's a sack. First one of the ball game for the New York Jets. Ben Rudolph was there, and Marty Lyons was there, and Barry Bennett may have had just a piece of it.
What happens is you give so much attention. The Gastineau, as you see at the bottom of your screen, that 2 people are blocking him. What they want to do is try to get pressure up the middle. That time McDonald didn't have time to wait for his receivers. Good coverage downfield.
A loss of 6 on the play, back to the 33-yard line. And the gun sounds as the first half comes to an exciting close. We were wondering if it would be low scoring. Bob said 2 teams in search of an offense. They found it in the first half. The New York Jets 17 and the Cleveland Browns 14. The Jets just a couple of games behind Miami in the East. The Browns, albeit 1-5, they're just 2 off of the pace of the Steelers. That is the end of the first half. NFL 84 will be with us at halftime. The score again, the Jets 17, Cleveland 14. And we'll be back with our halftime activities right after this.
We want to welcome those of you who have been watching the Jets and the Browns, Philadelphia and Indianapolis, to our NFL 84 studios in New York. It's halftime, and let's quickly get you caught up on what's happening around the National Football League in this week's 7. San Diego and Kansas City. When these 2 teams met late last year, they combined for 787 yards of passing. Don Coryell was none too happy as he watched Kansas City score first, and it came surprisingly enough on a running play. Ken Lacey brought in to bolster the Chiefs' running attack, scored from 24 yards out. 7-0 Kansas City. It is now 10-6. The Chiefs lead the 4-2 San Diego Chargers. Game some of you are watching, the Jets and Cleveland. Traditionally, when these 2 teams have played, they have played close games. But the Browns have won 7 of 8. Sam Rutigliano has had some criticism in Cleveland. The Browns are 1-5. The other running back in the Jet backfield, along with Freeman McNeil, set up the first touchdown. This is Johnny Hector out of Texas A&M. A 64-yard run. It would set up a 3-yard touchdown run by the AFC's leading rusher, Freeman McNeil. Later in the first quarter, Mike Pruitt, a 12-yard run here. Surprisingly enough, this is the Browns' second longest run of the year, and it set up a touchdown run of a yard by Pruitt. Second quarter, key play, Paul McDonald passes to Brian Brennan. Brennan fumbles. Barry Bennett recovers. It set up a Jet touchdown of 8 yards, rather, by Freeman McNeil. That's the difference, 17-14, Jets at the half. Chicago and St. Louis. A major concern for Mike Ditka has been the injury to Jim McMahon's throwing hand, but the Bears have excelled on defense. The Cardinals on offense. That figured to be the matchup today. Late in the second quarter, the Cardinals are winning it, 17-14. Rams and Saints. Bum Phillips is alternating Richard Todd and Ken Stabler, and also George Rogers and Earl Campbell. It doesn't seem to be working. A couple of 3-3 teams, and the Rams lead it by a score of 21-3. Jeff Kemp has thrown a couple of touchdown passes. Here's a bit of a surprise down the Orange Bowl. Miami leads Houston, but only by a touchdown. These are 2 teams on opposite sides of the NFL spectrum. Don Shula has watched his young quarterback there throw 18 touchdown passes on the year, and here's number 18, a touchdown pass of 27 yards to Mark Clayton, but that, surprisingly enough, the only scoring in the first half. It is 7-0 Miami. Cincinnati and New England. Sam White didn't reveal his starting quarterback until game time. He felt it would be harder to prepare for New England. Well, when he started the game, it was Boomer Esiason, and Esiason has played well. A touchdown pass here of 34 yards to M.L. Harris. That gave the Bengals the lead 7-3. Move now to the second quarter. It is Esiason again. 7-yard touchdown pass to Chris Collinsworth, and that's where we stand. It's 14-3 and a bit of a surprise. Cincinnati over New England at Sullivan Stadium. The Giants and Atlanta, a couple of 3-3 clubs, and the Giants lead it. Atlanta is struggling on offense. They've had a lot of injuries down there. It is 16-0 at the half. Game some of you are watching, Indianapolis and Philadelphia. The Eagles lead it by a score of 13-0. Frank Kush has his problems on defense, where the Colts rank last in the NFL. Paul McFadden kicked a field goal just before the half. That's the score, 13-0. Tampa Bay and Detroit. These clubs 3-3. Tampa Bay, Detroit 1-5. It is 7-7 at the half. When they met 4 weeks ago down in Tampa, the Buccaneers won 21-17, and since then, the Lions have struggled under Monty Clark. They have lost 3 in a row, while the Bucs have gone to 3-3. We'll continue with more of our halftime activities right after this.
We're back at Cleveland Stadium. It is halftime, and the New York Jets continue, as they did just moments ago, to lead at halftime by 3 points and score 17-14. Were you surprised at what happened in the first half?
A little bit surprised, Charlie, because like we said, going into the ball game, they've had some offensive problems, and especially the Jets, with all the injuries they've had to the wide receivers and their big play people.
All right, let's go to the keys to the game that you talked about. First, for the Cleveland Browns, you said that Ozzie Newsome would be a key.
I didn't know he was going to come out and catch 7 passes for over 100 yards in the first half, but he has always been their key. If they can get the ball to him, they're never out of the ball game.
And you said that Freeman McNeil would be a key.
And he has. He scored 2 touchdowns, and he's running very well, and they have to continue with Freeman McNeil in the second half.
And your quarterback quote, 2 teams in search of an offense.
And I think they're finding it. Paul McDonald is playing well. Ryan has played well. Throwing a couple of interceptions, and that's been the only drawback.
So it is halftime. The New York Jets leading by 3, 17-14 over the Cleveland Browns. And we'll be back after these messages and a word from your local station. And Pruitt then got his second touchdown. And so at halftime, it's the Browns 14 to the New York Jets 17. And the Jets will be kicking off to Cleveland to start the second half.
And that man right there has to be feeling pretty good because of the way the game ended last week on his interception, and he's really played well this game and also most of last week except for that last interception.
Pat Leahy kicking off. It is high, but it is short. And it will go out of bounds. And he will be kicking again. Will cost him a 5-yard penalty. Now, because of the rule change, you've heard about it, but should he kick it out of bounds again on the second attempt, then the Browns could take the ball there or have him kick a third time. I'm not anticipating an onside kick at this point. But should they go in this situation with an onside kick and it comes up less than 10 yards, then the receiving team would get it at that point. The report on Joe Klecko, a badly bruised shoulder. He will not return today.
And the injuries mount for the New York Jets. Klecko was moved over there next to Gastineau to try and help free up Gastineau on his pass rush and also stop the run.
Next week, the Jets at home. They'll be hosting Kansas City for the second time in 2 weeks, playing them for the second time. Cleveland will be at Cincinnati. This one sails to the far side, takes a high bounce, and here's Ernest Biner. Biner lost his footing when he made his cut at about the 22-yard line. Has a 15-yard return to the field here. It's got a lot of hidden kind of swales and small moguls, you might say, little bumps and holes.
It's a tough field to play on, Charlie. We talked about it a little bit earlier, but it always seems to be a wet field right off of Lake Erie. The winds will come in here and swirl. You have the baseball problem, but it always seems to be slippery on this field for some reason.
Cleveland's ball, their own 24-yard line, first down. Paul McDonald, the quarterback. Ozzie Newsome coming in motion. And here's Mike Pruitt. The hole was closed on the left side. Looked for a little daylight on the right side. Picked up 2, maybe 3 yards on the play. They'll mark it at the 27-yard line, gain of 3, second down 7, and Greg Buttle makes the tackle. Brian Brennan will check into the offense. And Ricky Bolden comes out.
What you saw Paul McDonald there, he wasn't staring down the referee. He was looking to the sideline to get the signals that are coming in from Joe Daniel, the receivers coach for the Browns.
Easy to pick out because he has the yellow windbreaker on the sideline. Everybody else has orange ones on. McDonald's pass is incomplete. Willis Adams, the intended receiver. It'll be 3rd down and 7. Bob Crable had the coverage along with Greg Buttle.
The continuing battle of Mark Gastineau, number 99. The tight end shifts over there. Farron is on the right of your screen, number 74. Has he man-on-man. Gastineau says, I'm going to get by the tight end. Whoops, nope. There's Pruitt, the back. So it's either the back or the tight end doubling with Farron to stop Mark Gastineau. He expects it too, Charlie. He said yesterday in talking with him, I'm always looking for somebody else.
3rd down and 7. McDonald's pass. Newsom catching it between Jeff and the 1st down. 36-yard line, gain of 9. 1st down.
This ball is almost picked off by Davlin Mullen, number 20. Zone coverage, so the Jets drop straight back. Watch Mullen right there. I don't know if McDonald saw him coming or not, but he just barely got the ball in. As we take another look, this time the tight end is doubling. Number 80, Willis Adams, pushes him all the way to the inside. That's got to be tough.
1st down, 36-yard line. Newsom in motion. Pruitt, the remaining back. Here's the draw to Mike. Couple of yards to the 38. It's 2nd down and 8. Barry Bennett with the tackle. We talked about Joe Daniels. There he is, yellow windbreaker. He flashes the plays in from the sideline.
He's talking. There you see him. Giving the formation always first. Then they'll give him the pass protection, and then we couldn't get a very good shot of it because, of course, we're looking at his back, but usually give the formation and then the play. The quarterback has an opportunity to change it if he wants to. Talking with Sam yesterday, he says McDonald hasn't taken that option lately, but we want him to get into that if he feels like he doesn't like the play that is sent in.
The New York Jets, on the other hand, they messenger service, either running backs, usually wide receivers, or tight ends. 2nd sack for the Jets. Marty Lyons and Ben Rudolph split the 1st one. Did Gastineau get it?
I think Gastineau gets this one, Charlie. We'll take another look. This is a semi-row, a little bit anyway, because they get penetration up the middle. No, I don't think Gastineau gets credit for that one.
Loss of 9.
We take another look. 74 Farron, double teamed with Pruitt. I tell you what, Gastineau, for as many people that he has to run around, he hustles more than anybody out there.
3rd down, 17. McDonald, this one is knocked away.
That's the difference between a quick release, Charlie, and someone that doesn't have a quick release. The quick release is the time you make up your mind to throw the football to the time you throw it. Now, if the defensive line sees you start to bring up the ball to throw the football, they'll raise their hands, as you'll see right there. Quick release would have gotten the ball over and past him, and the ball would have been on its way and not deflected.
And we believe it was Marty Lyons who deflected the ball. Here's Kirk Spriggs fielding the punt at the 25. He's to the 30. Spriggs to the 40. Little stutter step, puts the brakes on, cuts back inside, and ends up at the Cleveland 47-yard line. Don Rogers is the man who covered him at that point. The punt, 46 yards. The return, 27 yards. The Jets lead by 3. We'll be back. This is Charlie Jones, Bob Greasy. The Jets leading the Browns 17-14 with 11:49 left to go, 3rd quarter. Swing of the right flat to Freeman McNeil. No, it's not McNeil. It's Johnny Hector. And Hector is wrestled out in front of the Cleveland bench. Don Rogers was there. Chip Banks was also in the territory. We're going to spot the ball at about the 43-yard line. Mark it for 5. It'll be 2nd down and 5. The New York Jets with 2 rushing touchdowns. Freeman McNeil has them both. Prior to this game, that Brown defense had given up only 1 rushing touchdown. The defense tries to control the game. But today, the Jets offense has been controlling.
They have been very impressive, again, without a lot of their key players being in there.
2nd and 5. Kurt Sohn in motion. Little play action and a quick screen far side. It is incomplete. Bobby Humphrey, the intended receiver. Humphrey took a couple of steps back. I think that Ryan just wanted him to stand in his spot.
Well, that's the problem with not working with Humphrey all the time. He's used to Wesley Walker running that, and no matter how many times you do it in practice, the wide receiver may react a little bit different in the ball game, and you have to know exactly what he's going to do versus different coverages.
3rd down and 5. The ball at the 43-yard line of Cleveland. Gaffney comes wide to this side, and Humphrey comes wide to the far side. Kurt Sohn wide to this side. Over the middle, incomplete. Schuler, the intended receiver. Clay Matthews trying to reach around and bat the ball down. The process took Schuler down, and you saw the results of that. 4th down and 5.
We'll take a look at the pass protection. You'll see number 50, Cousineau, comes free. Well, the guard comes out, picks him up, but Ryan by that time is moving around. That's all you want to do is mess him up a little bit. Good tight coverage by Matthews, but if you can get the quarterback moving around a little bit, takes him away from his concentration downfield.
What Matthews was doing as he reached around was to slap that right arm of the receiver just to pull it away so he wouldn't be able to make the reception. Guy Bingham with the snap, Chuck Ramsey to kick, and Dwight Walker is set for the return at the 10-yard line of the Browns.
Be surprised at a fake here, Charlie. Good field position. Taking a long time to get it off.
Tony Page is the upback.
They're going to do the same thing that the Browns did a little bit earlier. Back it up. Have a better angle to kick inside the 20 this way.
And the Browns, they know that game. They'll decline it.
Bonanza Burgess, number 46, one of the special teamers the Jets have just picked up in the last couple of weeks from Miami. Outstanding special teams player.
Fair catch is called for and taken at the 15-yard line by Dwight Walker. The punt, 28 yards. So Cleveland has the ball at their own 50. The spotlight falls on number 74 for the Jets, the other defensive end, Ron Perot, their second choice in the first round, 6'7", 262 pounds, runs a 4.740, good agility, an All-America, defensive captain at my alma mater, the University of Arkansas. Here's Mike Croy. 4 yards to the 19. It'll be 2nd down and 6. Mark Gastineau and Marty Lyons on the tackle. One small additional factor on number 74, Ron Perot. The weight, 262 pounds. How do you keep your weight up, Bob? He likes Mexican food at one city. 16 enchiladas.
Joe Walton thinks he's going to be a good player in this league. He just needs to get a little bit of experience.
McDonald with lots of time. Pruitt swinging out of the backfield, and he swings upfield for the first down to the 27 of the 28-yard line. Has 9. Bob Crable with the tackle.
We'll take a look at Perot, 74, going against Deacon. He's getting a lesson here against the veteran Doug Deacon. No penetration whatsoever, but if you don't get any penetration, at least get your hand up. Didn't get the football.
Doug Deacon, the only player in Browns history who has recovered a fumble, scored a touchdown, blocked a punt, scored a safety, gained a first down, and returned a kickoff.
He may be the only player in the league to do that.
Here's Mike Pruitt. Marty Lyons and Greg Buttle with the tackle just across the 30-yard line. So they'll mark it the 31. It'll be 2nd down and 7 following the gain of 3. Willis Adams, number 80, checks into the offensive set. McDonald going deep to Adams, and he has it. Willis Adams. Big first down for the Browns. Johnny Lynn chasing him 23 yards on the play.
We'll take a look at the pass protection that McDonald has been getting. Pretty good pass protection all day long. Sets up and barely gets this ball. Watch Johnny Lynn from the left side right here. Almost gets back in time. Goes for the ball instead of the hit. Adams makes the catch and gets upfield.
Del Rey with a tackle for Adams. That is only his second reception on the year. Here's Pruitt just leading into the 44. Gain of a yard. It'll be second down and 9. 18 carries, 72 yards for Pruitt. Let's go to New York.
Thanks, Charlie. In New England, Tony Eason feels a little bit of pressure, but he makes the best of it, scrambles up the middle for 13 yards. New England is on the way back. They trail Cincinnati 14-10.
Thank you, Ahmad. New England with their work cut out not only in this ball game, but Bob, next week also.
Well, next week they play the Dolphins, and of course, that's one of those rivalries where the Patriots have beaten the Dolphins 7 of the last 8 years.
Second and 9. Knocked in the air, caught by McDonald. He has the reception to his credit, and he'll lose about 5 yards. Second time this year that we've seen that happen.
It's a learning experience right here. McDonald, the next time that happens, he'll just knock the ball down. You've seen that happen around the league before, where a veteran quarterback will knock it down. Paul hasn't started that many ball games, as we'll take another look at it. And here he just says, well, it's up in the air. I don't want anybody else to catch it. I'll just go ahead and catch it.
Number 76, Ben Rudolph.
Rudolph, and then maybe Paul thought he could get upfield and get some yardage.
Third down, 13, loss of 4 on that pass play, but the good news, Paul, is that it counts as a completed pass. The bad news is don't do it again. This is another completion. First down. Ricky Feature caught it at about the 34-yard line. 14 yards. Johnny Lynn and Russell Carter were there for the Jets.
Here's a receiver out here all alone. These other receivers are going to do things in here, and you'll see he has all this area out here to throw the football to. One-on-one coverage. Good read by the quarterback. Outside all alone by himself. Kind of gives you an idea what the quarterback is seeing when you get one-on-one coverage. You like to have that.
First down, 34-yard line of the Jets.
You got to hurry.
2 seconds of the 30-second clock. The give is to Charles White.
And we get a smattering of boos here, Charlie. The problem is, very educated fans in Cleveland, they know that there's been some communication problem getting the plays in the ballgame. It's not the plays because they signal them from the sideline. It's getting the people and the personnel in the ballgame. Whether you want 2 tight ends and 1 back, or 1 tight end and 2 backs, 2 tight ends, 2 backs, and 1 wide receiver. All this substitution, the situation substitution, has caused problems of getting players and plays into the game.
Mark it second and 7, 31-yard line. McDonald back. Newsome incomplete. We pause briefly for station identification. This is the NBC television network. This is Charlie Jones and Bob Greasy with 5:43 left to go, third quarter, and the Jets leading Cleveland 17-14. They're down and 8, 31-yard line of New York.
Charlie, when I was playing, I personally didn't like all these players coming in and out of the ballgame. You really couldn't get a feel for it yourself. Of course, I called my own plays, but it was a problem getting the right players in.
Ernest Biner is the remaining back. He's there to block. Pass to Newsome. Was off to the far side. Little reach for it, and a flag dropped to the 21-yard line. They say that Ozzie Newsome, because of the passes of the quarterback Paul McDonald, spends more time in a pike position than Greg Louganis. But not today, because besides that pass that we just saw, McDonald has been on target to this man, Ozzie Newsome.
He certainly has. And when you get open like Ozzie does, and he...
82 offense, penalty is declined, fourth down.
The call on Ozzie Newsome, it may have been a pick. Let's see.
Most of the time he's been getting open. Let's see if we can find where Ozzie Newsome is. To the left of your screen, he's going to come in just to the left. It's too late there. There's no interference. He already had his back turned to the defender. It must have been before that, but every offensive receiver does it now and then.
From the 39-yard line, a field goal attempt of 49 yards by Matt Barr. And the tie. He's got it. Five minutes and 34 seconds left to go, third quarter, and the ball game tied for the second time. It was tied at 7-7, now tied at 17-17. Steve Cox will be kicking off to either Bobby Humphrey or Kirk Spriggs. Cleveland with possession for more than 5 minutes, and Cox sails this one through the end zone. So the Jets will bring the ball out following the touchback to their own 20-yard line. With 5:28 left to go in the third, the ball game tied at 17-17. We'll be back to Cleveland Stadium in just a moment. Ricardo now has 2 field goals for San Diego. Kansas City leads that one. And Chicago now in front of St. Louis. We're tied here, 17-17. Johnny Hector. 3 yards to the 23. It'll be second down and 7. Al Gross with the tackle. Let's go to New York City.
Thanks, Charlie. This is Ahmad Rashad in Miami. Another big day for Dan Marino as he backs up here and hits who else? Mark Duber, 17-yard touchdown. It's Miami 14, Houston 0, third quarter.
And you can tell by Ahmad Rashad's voice he would love to be on the receiving and wish that he had had a quarterback like Dan Marino. Johnny Hector, and the defense is there for the Cleveland Browns. Matthews and Cousineau and Dixon.
One of the battles going on is Golick, number 79, against Fields, 65. The standoff until Fields gets rubbed off by Golick on some of the other linemen. Golick gets over like a wrestler and trying to bring him down. In fact, Golick was a wrestler, Charlie. He was in high school. He was if we take a look at an injured player.
Mickey
Schuler. But Golick was a wrestler in high school. In fact, he was a very good wrestler. Wrestled in the state championship and wrestled. One of the guys he wrestled was a guy named Cousineau.
Who now plays right behind him.
Right behind him. 2 wrestlers right there in the middle of that Cleveland defense. And he was successful against him. He beat him twice, tied him once, and lost one.
We'll be back in just a moment. If you lived in San Diego the last 2 weeks, your voice would sound like it. Coming up next, World Series, Padres and Tigers. They all have Padres throat just from the screaming. Third down and 7 here. 23-yard line. Ball game time. Incomplete. Glenn Dennison, the intended receiver. Al Gross. Good defensive play.
Right here is the receiver going to come downfield and break to the inside. This man is going to try and break away. He's going to try and throw it in here. Good coverage on the play. Slides to the inside, gets his arm in front of him.
Chuck Ramsey will be kicking. Dwight Walker set for the return. Walker missed the first 4 games of the season. He was involved in a late-night automobile accident a couple of days before the opener at Seattle. Fielded at the 42-yard line by Walker, and he has about 4 yards on the return. 35 yards on the punt and a 4-yard return with 4 minutes and 8 seconds left to go in the third quarter. The Jets 17, the Browns 17. Rams now out in front of New Orleans 21-3. Nolan Cromwell with a 34-yard pass interception. Cincinnati 14, New England 10. Eason from 13 yards out. The Giants in front of Atlanta 19-7. Philadelphia shutting out the Colts. Here's McDonald. Sideline pass is complete to Ricky Feature. Russell Carter had the cover. 10 yards. Let's see if it is enough for the first down. Should be. And the chains will move.
Charlie, every quarterback loves to throw on first down. That was just a play-action pass. A very good play against a hard-charging defensive front. As we'll take another look. Play action, the pass rush is not going to be so severe. If you saw him get hit, he wouldn't say that was not severe.
Charles White inside the 40 to the 39-yard line. Gain of 5. 2nd and 5. Bob Crable with the tackle.
We see the signs being sent in by Joe Daniels.
He has that, looks like a church steeple formation.
That's the formation. That's the first thing he gives. It could be simple like an I formation or split backs or a flood or whatever. Every team has their own.
Officially, they mark it 2nd down and 4. Charles White. He may have a yard on the play. Mark it at the 38-yard line, so it'll be 3rd down and 3. Marty Lyons with the last tackle. And now kind of a midi wave starts to the lower deck on the far side. It's going to come to a few vacant areas. Let's see if it'll be picked up. McDonald drops his pass off. Ozzie Newsome has it, spins down the sideline, tries to pick up the first down. Lance Bell with the tackle. Yards to the 33, first down.
Take another look at Ozzie Newsome at the bottom of your screen. 82 just running a sideline pattern. McDonald looking downfield. Nothing is there. Throws the ball out. Poor tackling on the part of the Jets.
Got away from Russell Carter. First down at the New York 33-yard line. Here's Charles White. 7 yards. To the 25.
There's a good shot of what we're talking about with McNeil. They're taking the padding off. It's right under his right armpit where the ribs are bruised. That is a very painful injury. You can't sneeze without hurting that rib area.
Now, we had a report that they were going to rest Freeman McNeil. That's the reason that Johnny Eckert's been in there. But the way it looks, he may not be coming back in. 2nd down and 2. Mike Croy. Close to the first down. Gastineau with the tackle. Let's go to New York City.
Thanks, Charlie. In Kansas City, San Diego's defense comes alive as Gilbert intercepts a Bill Kinney pass and takes it the distance. 99 yards. San Diego 13, Kansas City 10, third quarter.
Ahmad, do you realize what you're talking about? You're talking about the San Diego defense. They are coming around finally for Tom Bass, the coordinator.
Glad to see Bill Kinney back in action, too.
And the crowd has caught the action in the fire of the Browns. McDonald 3rd and 1, and he misses Ozzie Newsome. Did Ozzie slip when he made his cut?
Sure did, and he was slipping on that infield area we were talking about earlier in the ball game, Charlie. Just been started a couple of weeks ago. The footing is not nearly as good as it is on the rest of the field.
So Matt Barr comes in just...
Well, you take a look at it, Charlie, as we see the outline of the infield. where he ran that last pattern between the 20 and the 10.
Just about 5 minutes ago, Matt Barr booted a 49-yard field goal. This from the 31, an attempt to 41 yards. No good. He misses to the left. And a flag is down. Russell Carter.
Maybe roughing the kicker, it is.
Either roughing or running into. Either one will carry the first down. A rookie mistake on number 27.
Take a look at it from the bottom of the screen. Russell Carter coming in, trying to block it. Push the foul! Running into the kicker! First down!
And he does.
He sure does. And that's something you have to learn as a rookie coming into this league, Charlie, is you got to try and block it, but you can't run into the kicker.
Unless you touch the football. If you touch the football, then you can. That's the only way.
Or on a punt, you can be blocked into him. But if you're coming around on the field goal and you don't get blocked, you can't touch him unless you get a piece of the ball.
So it is a first down at the 18-yard line of New York.
Joe Walton wonders what's going to happen next. He had him stopped, missed the field goal. Now they got it back.
Here's Charles White. He gets to the outside, chased by Crable, and then bumped out by Johnny Lev.
Crable, number 50, has been injured the last few weeks, not expected to play much today, has played a lot. Good mobility, gets to the sideline. Lynn knocks him out.
Something I'm impressed with. Number 25, Charles White, a number 1 draft choice in 1980, Heisman Trophy winner. He's been a disappointment to the Browns. He has been relegated to special teams. Today, he is running with authority for the first time that I can remember in a long time.
Well, they need him. They've had some injuries in the defense, in the offensive backfield.
Second down and 7. Come back on the screen to feature, and it'll lose a yard. Lance Mel, good coverage for the Jet defense. And we're counting down to the end of the third quarter. And there it is. With 3 complete, the score. Tied 17-17. We'll be right back after these messages from your local station. This is Charlie Jones, Bob Griese. We start the fourth quarter tied 17-17. But Cleveland has the ball, third down and 9 at the New York 17-yard line. That's the magic number. White, the remaining back. McDonald to throw. He'll drop it off to Charles White. White inside the 10. Has the first down, 5-yard line. 8 of 12.
Take a look right here. Here's Gastineau. You're going to see the tight end blow into him and cut him. The back is going to come out of the backfield from over here, over the middle. But direct your attention first to what they're doing to Gastineau. Right there, the tight end. Then the tight end gets up, goes downfield, and the ball is thrown the other side to the back coming out of the backfield. Good play, but he had time because of the tight end's block.
Willis Adams, the tight end, also after the reception picked up another block downfield.
Yes,
Good
he
play
did.
for Willis. First down goal to go. 6-yard line, the official says. Charles White. Oh, he's greeted by committee. Through 3 quarters. Rushing, Jets. Passing, Browns, total. It's a toss-up.
It is a toss-up.
Should be at 17-17.
Both offenses are playing well, and it's something that we alluded to going in. They needed to find their identity. The Browns have the best of it so far in the third quarter and going into the fourth.
This is the 12th play of this drive coming up. It started at the Cleveland 45. Had a missed field goal, but a penalty for running into the kicker. Second down, goal to go, 5-yard line. McDonald, timing pattern, incomplete. Duriel Harris. Duriel Harris. We haven't called that name or number 84 very much in the ballgame.
That's right, Charlie. Duriel is down here. He's just going to run a little fade pattern up the sideline, try to get the ball. The problem here on the throw is it's too flat. You need to give it a little bit more height to give the receiver a little bit opportunity to catch the football. Duriel can jump. He didn't have an opportunity that time.
Not bad coverage by Lynn, but what you want is a jump ball. The defensive man can't see it, and the offensive man can.
Paul McDonald is 17 of 27, 270 yards passing. 207 yards. Play action. Goes back to a screen. Tight end screen. Ozzie Newsome to the wide. It'll be fourth down goal to go. Harry Hamilton made the tackle. Paul Farron with a block out in front of the screen. Now, 1 yard away. Do you go or do you go for the field goal?
Newsome is right here. He's going to sneak underneath over here. McDonald's going to roll, and all the offensive linemen are going to roll this way and then peel back, as we'll see Newsome sneaking over. Good setup for the offensive line blocking. Going to go for the field goal, Charlie.
From the 8, an attempt of 18. Now, the holder is Paul McDonald, the quarterback. Do we have a fake? Nope, they go for it. And it's good. 18 yards away. Matt Barr's second field goal. And the Cleveland Browns lead the Jets by 3. 12:34 left to go. Cleveland 20, New York 17. Bob, we've seen Joe Daniels signal the plays in from the sideline. How does it work?
Well, it could be something like this. Flood right, 90, all takeoff. Look for flanker.
Now, what does all that mean?
Flood right tells everybody where to line up. 90 tells the offensive line who to block. All takeoff tells everybody to run straight down the field, and it's telling them to look for the flanker.
Okay, that's the way it works. And here's the way the kickoff works. Kirk Spriggs bobbles it for a moment, picks it up at the 16-yard line. He's to the 20, the 25. Fights his way to the 31-yard line. Another good return. Now for an update. Let's go to New York City.
All right, Charlie, in Kansas City, Bill Kinney has made amends for that earlier interception. Kinney to Stephon Page, 18-yard touchdown pass, 17-13. The Chiefs are back out on top now in the fourth quarter.
So that's an interesting turn of events. Thank you for that update. Freeman McNeil back in the ball game now for the New York Jets. He rested the third quarter. Again, has that bruised rib, and he carries and picks up 5, maybe 6. Line of scrimmage was the 31. We'll give him 5 to the 36.
Charlie, that's tough. It really, you can see him getting up slow every time he runs. As we take a look at the total yards in the second half, dominated by Browns, but every time you fall, every time you run, the man is really hurt, and there's nothing you can do about it. During the week, the treatment that you get in the training room, heat, any kind of treatment doesn't help it. It's going to have to heal by itself. It's going to take time.
Second down and 5. He comes out. Johnny Ector, the remaining back. Schuler comes in motion. Fake on a pitch out. And it is intercepted by Eddie Johnson. Johnson has his second interception of the game.
Johnson, number 51, came into the ball game with no interceptions. Now has to a fake pitch, trying to get the linebackers moved over. He didn't see him. He was looking inside of Johnson. Johnson was pulled up. He was looking inside to try and throw the ball inside of him, and Johnson just sees Ryan the entire time and makes a great leaping interception.
Third interception for the Browns. Now, the linebackers, Chip Banks, the number 1. Clay Matthews, the number 1. Tom Cousineau on number 1. Johnson is a number 7. He has 2 interceptions and is the leading tackler. McDonald, Newsome inside the 20. Newsome inside the 15, 14-yard line. Darrell Ray with the tackle, 27 yards.
This is just a great call from the sideline by Sam Rutigliano of the Browns. Turnover, go to your best man. Buttle's got him one-on-one, then leaves him on the zone coverage, dumps it over Buttle's head. Ray comes over to make the tackle.
You said Ozzie Newsome was the key for the Cleveland Browns. Did you realize how big a key it is? It's a key to the city. 11 receptions, 167 yards. Charles White. And he is stopped by Bob Crable and Prince. Second down.
Not only is he a key to
to the Browns. He's a key player for Sam Rutigliano. Charlie, we alluded to earlier the heat that he has taken during the week coming into this ball game. The Browns felt like they couldn't get to this game quickly enough. On the other side, of course, the Jets 4-2, off to a great start. 3 wins on the road, the first time they've done that in a long time. They'd like to come out of here with a victory.
The Jets scored their first touchdown 2 minutes and 4 seconds into the ballgame. This one is knocked away. Good defensive play. Ben Rudolph knocked this one away. Second time that Rudolph has slapped the ball out of play.
Gets his hand up right there. Quick release, Charlie. That's so important. I talked about it earlier, but if you can get the ball past the defensive line before they get their hands up, you won't have very many balls knocked down on this team.
Ben Rudolph is going to have a new nickname. Big Hand Ben. Ozzie Newsome, we mentioned, with his 11 receptions, that ties the Browns club record. He ties with the great Max Speeder. McDonald looping and incomplete. And a flag is down. Duriel Harris, the intended receiver. Davlin Mullen had the coverage. That play was on 3rd and 10, the flag at the 2.
I think there was a little defensive jamming on Duriel Harris downfield past the 5-yard restriction, Charlie.
Tom Dooley, the referee.
Disregard the flag. There is no foul. The ball could not be caught.
Okay. Let's take a look at what happened. Duriel Harris is over here on this side. He's going to come down to the inside, straighten up, and go back to the outside. There'll be a little bit of contact over there. Let's take a look and see what we can see. Right there, he touches him with his arm, as you saw. The flag is thrown by the official out here. Hard to tell.
And I always have a wonder on that. The play, you know, it's not catchable. It was not catchable because of the push. This one leaves it out to the right side. Matt Barr from 31 yards out was looking for it to hook back in. And it just went straight. There was not a hook on the end of it. So it remains Cleveland by 3. Here's another angle when that flag went down. They said the pass was uncatchable. From this angle, you can see watch the ball come down. It really is. That is why they picked up the flag. The Jets from their own 20-yard line. Hector is stopped for the defense. Now the Cleveland Brown defense have been like cheerleaders to the fans in the end zone that they are facing him during that last time out. Keith Baldwin. No gain. It'll be second down and 10. Kansas City 17. Out in front there. St. Louis by 3 over Chicago. Rams way out in front of the Saints. Miami 14, Houston 3. Cincinnati by 4. Here it is Cleveland 20, the Jets 17. The pass is complete to Johnny Hector. Hector spins his way just past the 30-yard line. All that the ball has to do is get past the 30-yard line to be a first down. But there is a flag far side of the field at the 35. It is against Cleveland. Chip Banks and Don Rogers were there for the defense.
Holding. 47 defense. Penalty is declined. It's first down.
Larry Brazil, it is a first down at the 31-yard line. 9 minutes and 12 seconds left to go in the game.
Charlie, from the start of the ball game, the Jets really jumped on the Brown defense, but since the early going, the Brown defense has really tightened up. Of course, that's been the strength. That's the thing that has kept them in the game the last few weeks.
First down, New York, their own territory. Play action. And the pass is overthrown to Derek Gaffney. Ryan had some pressure. He was decked as soon as he made his release. Larry Brazil had the coverage. Second down and 10 back at the 31-yard line.
We will see the plays being called on the sideline. Bobby Hammond, Joe Walton sending it in with Page, Tony Page.
Pat Ryan has completed 10 of 24, not a very good outing. 120 yards, not a lot. And 3 interceptions, which is terrible. Miami 21 and Houston 3. Marino to Duper again, 32 yards. Giants leading Atlanta. Johnny Hector. 38-yard line, gain of 7. It'll be 3rd down and 3. And Tom Cousineau is the man who spun him under.
Saw Tom Cousineau yesterday at practice, Charlie, and I told him that the last time I saw him was over at the Indianapolis 500. He was working in a pit crew of one of the IndyCar 500 races over there, and actually worked the race. He and Golick were both in the pit crew.
Hector, 9 carries, 96 yards. Well, he works in the pit crew here for sure.
That's what I told him. He got his hands all greasy.
Ryan with a bootleg all the way.
He wanted to throw it. Nothing was open, so he said, I'll just keep going with it.
Was that just one quick look and that's it? If it's not there, I go.
You can tell. A lot of times on certain pass routes, you can tell if it's going to be there or not. And he obviously decided it wasn't, just kept going with it.
He needed 3 for the first down. He got 4. Al Gross with the tackle. Now, how do you know that quickly?
Well, you'll have a primary receiver. Now, that was a design rollout. He's going to hit one primary receiver, or he's going to run for the first down. And when he looked downfield, he saw probably double coverage on that receiver, and he says, I'm going to take off.
And he did, and he picked up the first down at the 42-yard line. Jets in their own territory. 8:19 left to go in the ball game. Johnny Hector. And a flag comes dropping around the 50-yard line. Here's the call from Tom Dooley. Personal foul against the Browns. It would have been 2nd and 9 at the 43. Costly foul. Keeps the drive moving.
27 defense, first down.
It's on Al Gross. Takes the ball to the Cleveland 42-yard line.
Take a look right here. I think you're going to see a little bit of a kick, and that will probably be what? No, there you go.
There it is, right there.
Uh-huh. Little off.
Little left of your line.
Little left of the line.
Reminds me of our soccer coverage when the U.S. national team beat the Netherlands and Antilles 4-0. Ryan sets up deep. And then he takes off straight down the field. Not a bad run. I mean, he wasn't sliding. He was going for extra yardage. Bob Golick with the tackle. Al Gross went over the top. Eddie Johnson also had a piece of it. Just inside the 35-yard line. They'll mark it officially the 34.
Protection was all right, just nobody open. The thing that did open up was the protection wide up the middle. And he doesn't get down. You know, he wanted to get the first down.
And Gaffney wasn't a lot of help either while we're at it. It'll be 2nd down and a couple. The ball at the 34-yard line. 8th play of the drive. 2 young quarterbacks, Pat Ryan, although in his 7th year, Paul McDonald for Cleveland in his 5th, but from a playing time, they both have about a year. That's it. Goes up top, and he overthrows. Bobby Humphrey, the intended receiver. Larry Brazil and Al Gross double coverage.
He was pressured, Charlie. I'd like to see if he had a little bit more time, if he could have thrown that ball in there. He's going to the wide receiver out here down the middle. These 2 receivers are going to come to the inside, but he's trying to get the ball to the wide receiver. As we see, the safety is away. There's a little bit of a gap in there. Would have had to been a pretty good throw.
Ryan only throwing at 40% now, 10 of 25, 120 yards, 3 interceptions.
The defense for the Browns has stiffened up.
3rd down and 2. The Jets trailing by 3, 20 to 17. Needs 3. He's got it. Has a man all alone down the sideline. It's Johnny Hector. Somebody missed coverage for the Browns. Don Rogers finally got to him. 29 yards. Big play, Jets.
What you're going to see here is a little bit of the old pick. Now, I don't know if it's exactly a pick. Here's Hector coming out of the backfield.
these two receivers will come in here to cause a traffic problem. Hector will be going the opposite way, and it causes a traffic problem right there. As you see the two receivers coming in, Hector going the other way, and there was nobody out there to cover it.
26 yards to the 8-yard line. First down goal to go. 7:02 left to go.
And that's a good call. A lot of teams around the league are using it in a 3rd and 2, 4th and 1 situation. It's tough for those defensive backs to cover everybody going opposite direction.
And that was 3rd down and 2. Great shot up the middle. It's Marion Barber. And he just keeps coming. Don Rogers stops him at the 1.
You could hear this hitting all the way up here as Marion Barber finds a little bit of a gap.
And stretches it out.
Gets down to about the 1-yard line.
2nd down, goal to go. 6:35 and counting, time remaining. Johnny Hector, a moment ago, 26 yards. His totals, 42 receiving, 97 rushing. Total for Hector, 139 yards. 2nd to go. Good defensive play as Barber is dropped in his tracks. Chip Banks and Don Rogers. Boy, Banks got to him.
What a great play. 3rd player picked in the 82 draft. One of the big play linebackers. They got 3 great linebackers, as you said earlier, Charlie. 3 number 1 draft choice. Ryan almost stumbling, but Banks coming from across the formation. You've got to be extremely strong to come across the formation at an angle and drop someone as big and strong as Barber.
2-yard line, loss of a yard. 3rd down, goal to go. Diving Tony Page. The Jets are back in front, 23-20.
Saw a good shot on the sideline of Ringo and Joe Walton hugging each other. Waldemore pulls out, little trap inside, a short trap. They call it a shorty. That's all Page needs to get his little body into the end zone.
That little body at 5'10", a solid 230 pounds.
What was Walton telling us yesterday? He just darted in the backfield. He likes to hit people.
And by the way, with that touchdown, happy birthday to Tony Page. He's 23 years old today. Save that one. Join us again next week in an NFL doubleheader here on NBC Sports. Our featured games include the great battle between the Miami Dolphins and the New England Patriots. Later in the day, the Kansas City Chiefs will be taking on the New York Jets. NFL 84 with Bob Costas begins at 12:30 p.m. Eastern, so check your local listings for the games in your area. Your team plays here next Sunday on NBC Sports. And for Tony Page, that is his 4th touchdown this year. 80 yards on the drive in 12 plays, and it took 4 minutes and 20 seconds.
And when you're that short, Charlie, and that stocky, you don't give a defensive man much area to tackle. It's all thigh pads and shoulder pads and helmets coming at you.
Eddie Johnson, the player who was injured. Eddie with 2 interceptions for the Browns. Bob?
Eddie Johnson is the man hurt. Let's take a look right here as Eddie Johnson, 51, and see if we can see where he gets in trouble. He's all right to that point.
He just got caught in the pile, didn't he?
Couldn't really see it, but
you stayed away from that, didn't you?
I stayed away from all the piles I could, yes. But again, it's nothing below the waist. It seemed might be a shoulder, or a pinched nerve in his shoulder, but 2 interceptions. He's had a big day.
Of that 80-yard drive, Johnny Hector had 44 yards. Here's the extra point by Pat Leahy. And it is good. And so the New York Jets now lead by 4. 24-20 with 5:39 to go. We'll be back with the kickoff. Pat Leahy kicking off with Ernest Biner and Bruce Davis, the deep back. This will be Biner, and he'll run it out from 3 yards deep to the 15, to the 20, and returns to the 23-yard line. Now, Cleveland has the ball at their own 23, just under 5.5 minutes remaining. They are 1-5 on the season, and they tossed away a couple of opportunities in this ballgame.
They have, Charlie. They missed a couple of field goals, very makeable field goals. And on the last possession by the Jets, as we look at the scoring drive, you take a look at Al Gross, that little kick that we showed you, gave a personal foul, moving the ball down the field. So you have a young, aggressive team. Those things are going to happen. That's why, one of the reasons why you're 1-5. But they have an opportunity to go down and win the football game right here.
Cleveland at their own 23-yard line, first down. Play action. This one is dropped off. Duriel Harris. That is Duriel's first reception of the ball game. Russell Carter with the tackle.
Harris had 7 or 8 catches last week for over 100 yards, but he also had 7 or 8 slips in the ball game, and one of them he slipped when the interception was thrown late in the ball game. But let's take another look. He looks downfield, and he's going to hit Duriel just coming underneath as an outlet right there. Harris is the outlet receiver. 2nd and 3.
Mike Pruitt. And Pruitt goes to the 34-yard line. He'll have the first down. Bob Crable with the tackle. 4.5 minutes to go. There's the scoring by quarters. Cleveland with a lot of offense in the second half, but just a pair of field goals to show for it.
And like we said, they've missed a couple of opportunities, but again, 4 minutes, over 4 minutes, plenty of time to march it down and score. It'll be interesting to see what the Jets do here defensively, whether they come after them or whether they lay back and say, well, we'll let you make your own mistakes.
Miami 28 and Houston 10. That game in the fourth quarter. The Browns trail by 4, so they have to go for the touchdown. Ozzie Newsome. There is a new club record for the Cleveland Browns. Greg Buttle with the tackle. His 12th reception. 172 yards for this man. Marty Lyons is the injured player for the Jets. 3:46 left to go. Let's go back to the play.
There's really no urgency to throw the ball deep down the field. McDonald looks downfield in case something is there, but you always have the outlet. This time, Newsome is the outlet, goes to him, and they just as long as they keep the play, to keep the ball moving up the field.
We'll take an injury timeout with the score, the Jets 24, the Browns 20. We'll be back to Cleveland Stadium in just a moment. Stay with us after the football game as the World Series continues here on NBC Sports. Vince Scully and Joe Garagiola will be bringing you all the action of the 5th game of the Fall Classic. The pregame show hosted by Bob Costas will begin at 4:25 Eastern Time. That's just about, 32, 33 minutes from now. But right now, we've got 3:46 left to go here. And the wave is rolled in off of Lake Erie and is rolling through the stadium. This is the loudest wave that we've had today.
Marty Lyons is still down, and it was a little early. It looks like it's his knee, Charlie, or his ankle. They have his sock off, his shoe off. It looks like it's his knee. When they start doing that, it looks like a knee as we take a look at the wave. But it was interesting to note during commercial, Ozzie Newsome came over to say a few words of encouragement to Marty Lyons, both having been out of the University of Alabama. And this is not a good sign anytime you see this coming out on the field. Jets having lost Flecko earlier in the game with a shoulder injury, and now Marty Lyons.
Here's Ozzie leading it and talking to us. I don't want to be critical of the Cleveland fans, but they are great football fans. But they need a lot of work on the wave here. They really do.
Well, about 25,000 more people would help.
That would help. That would help. But the timing is a little bit off, but they'll work on it. Chance here to thank Joe Costanza and company. John Betchel, our spotter, along with Gene Alvin, spotter, and Don Dribas and Gary Chulik helping in the booth. We will try and have a report on Marty Lyons as soon as possible. Of course, as soon as we have that information, we will relay it to you immediately. And And the injuries continue to mount for the New York Jets.
And no player likes to be taken off the football field on a stretcher. I'm sure Marty said, I'm not going off that way. And they said, we'll bring the cart out and take you off that way. But you're right, Charlie. He was telling everybody he's all right. He'll be all right. Of course,
he's not in a very good position to say I'm all right.
A smile on his face. But,
maybe it's better than it looks.
When you're a pro football player, you learn to live with injuries, and even if it is a serious injury, which we hope it isn't, he'll be back to play another day.
To reset the situation here, the score, as you can look at the scoreboard of our update, St. Louis leading Chicago by 10. Detroit, Tampa Bay tied at 7. They're in overtime. And here it is Jets 24, Cleveland 20. 3:37 and counting. Time remaining in the game. The remaining back is Charles White. 39-yard line. Cleveland in their own territory, 2nd and 6. Feature in motion. Charles White. As 2 to the 41, it'll be 3rd down and 4. Lance Mel and Greg Buttle on the tackle. There's the clock running, lots of time.
Charlie, as Paul McDonald looks over there, I can't help but think what's going through his mind. He was in the same situation last week. They were moving down the field to win the football game. When they got down there, he threw an interception. That has got to be in the back of his mind as they move down again today.
3rd down and 4. There's the first down. 49-yard line. Gain of 10. Ozzie Newsome.
As we see the Ozzie Newsome show as far as the Cleveland offense is concerned, the Jets double-teaming Gastineau at the bottom of the screen. The Jets are not doing anything special to stop Ozzie Newsome. No double coverage, man-to-man zone. They're just letting normal coverage take care of itself.
2 minutes, 15 seconds remaining. As the man open, hits the 31-yard line is Suriel Harris.
Great throw.
Harris is the man for whom the pass was intended last week. Buying yardage for an easier field goal. Harris slipped and fell. Pass intercepted. Game over. They lost.
Great throw here. It's just a fade up the sideline. The cornerback, he gets around the corner. There's a safety coming over right there. Kirk Springs. The problem is on that play, 27 Carter needs to jam the receiver, not to let him get off the line of scrimmage.
We're on our way to another fantastic finish. Right after the conclusion of the game, the Budweiser NFL report, and then on to Detroit. Game 5 of the World Series, the Padres and the Tigers. Do the Tigers wrap it up today? Or do they go back to San Diego with the Padres for Game 6 on Tuesday night? Just outside the 30-yard line. Dropping it off to Charles White out of the backfield. Spun under at the 28-yard line. A couple. Davlin Mullen made the tackle. 2nd down and 8. The Browns have 3 timeouts remaining. It's the final. Just beat Atlanta.
Charlie, I was just watching Ozzie Newsome. That time, the linebacker, Lance Mel, was all over him, jammed him, and didn't get off of him. So I think they've been told, don't let him get off the line of scrimmage.
28-yard line. It's a sack for the Jets, and a flag goes down. That is Gastineau's first sack, and his 11th of the year. A flag dropped on the play. Third time that McDonald has been sacked.
See from the right side of the screen, right there, Gastineau beating his man. I don't know how he could have hurt his arm or his hand. He's up now moving around. But
Cleveland did not have a running back to pick up anybody. They had only receivers. McDonald now has been sacked this year 33 times.
Number 80, penalty is declined. It's 3rd down.
Penalty declined. It will be 3rd down. The sack is Gastineau's 11th. So McDonald remains the top sackee in the NFL. He takes a beating. 36-yard line.
You got to give credit to Paul Farron and company, the offensive tackle that has been blocking Gastineau. Been getting some help, but he's done a pretty good job today.
3rd down and 16, 36-yard line. .122 left. McDonald gets forward. Now he's in trouble, and he is stopped. Ben Rudolph was there. Tom Baldwin was there. Loss of a yard. And the 4th sack. And we'll have a timeout.
Take a look. He's got 3 wide receivers to his right. It's almost like the end of the play game where you'd have 3 going straight down the field. He was trying to throw to his right. Nobody was open. And then, I think it was a little bit too early to throw the alley-oop. Yeah. We'll take a look here. We'll show you the 3 wide receivers and where they were lined up. The 3 are right here. All 3 of them are going to go down the field. The last one will go down and break to the outside. Now, you don't want to throw the ball deep down the field because they're covered. But one of the 3 will break to the outside, and that's the man he was looking for. That's why he was sacked right there. Good coverage in the secondary. I don't know if I would have gone to that pass at that time, though, Charlie.
What would you have done if that play came in from the sideline? Change it?
I would have changed it, and I think...
Why would you not have gone to that pass?
Well, you're not spread out enough. You're flooding an area, but if they had the right coverage up at the same time...
you're in big trouble.
You're in big trouble like he was.
On this drive, McDonald has been sacked twice, but he's completed 5 of 5 for 44 yards. Kansas City leading 24-13. The Chargers in the 4th quarter. Kansas City's a roller coaster. They're up and down. 1 minute, 11 seconds left to go here. Jets on top by 4. 4th down and 17. 37-yard line. Pressure. Gastineau got it. Gastineau, his 2nd sack of the ball game, his 12th of the year. Gastineau did this at this point in time last Sunday against Kansas City.
And his comment was, I was surprised they double-teamed me the whole game, and when it got down to the crucial part of it, they left me one-on-one. Well, the reason they did that, they tried to get everybody out of the backfield. 89, you see Walker's going out. Farron is one-on-one. Probably the 2nd or 3rd time all day, but Sam said yesterday there are going to be times when we need to get everybody out, and he's going to have to block him by himself.
And so the Jets take over on down. New York has the ball on their own 46-yard line. 1st and 10, 1:07 left to go. The Jets leading by 4. The Browns with 2 timeouts remaining. They'll take one here. They will have 1 timeout remaining now with 1:02. So they're playing a numbers game with the numbers at the top of the clock. 62 seconds, 1 minute and 2. A chance for us to let you know that the executive producer of NBC Sports is Michael Weissman, and the coordinating producer of NBC Football is Ted Nathanson. Today's game produced very ably by David Neal and directed by the doctor, Richard Klein. Skip Dresch, our technical director, Dick Ellis, our associate director, and Howard Dribb, our production associate. 39-yard line, 44-yard line. Loss of 2. It'll be 2nd down and 12. And it has been a long day for Paul Farron. 6'5", 260 pounds, Boston University in his 2nd year. And he was not scheduled to start. He was to be a backup. Cody Rison was to be there. He is out with injuries. Talked about the Jet injuries. The Browns have had some injuries, so Farron has had to go with it, and it's on-the-job training.
It certainly is. And what we saw a little earlier as we look at Gastineau and
Dr. James Nicholson.
All we're talking about right there is with Walton on the sideline is take a step back. They were trying to figure out they have 2 timeouts left. All right, we'll take the timeout, and there's 58. Now we'll run a play, and you take 30 off of that. There's 28. Do we have to punt it? That's what they're trying to get down to. Are we going to have to punt the football away?
58 seconds. It will be 3rd down and 14. It's going to be close. Be close to that to give us the ball, playing the numbers game. Now the Jets' record will go to 5-2. Miami winning. They still staying 2 games back off of the lead. Cleveland's record will go to 1-6. They fall behind Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh plays tomorrow night at the 49ers.
It's a costly win, though, for the Jets, Charlie. They lost both defensive tackles, Marty Lyons, Joe Klecko. Wesley Walker didn't play. Although McNeil did play, he didn't help his ribs any. They may get Lamb Jones back next week, which will be a big help for their offense.
And the ball will be down at the 39-yard line. And it will be 4th down. And we'll check to see when they start the 30-second. Now they start the 30-second clock. So the Jets are going to have to kick the football. So the Browns could well come up with, if they come up with a block, a punt return, or a miracle.
I think if they...
And put the miracle at the top of the list.
Exactly. I don't think there'll be any question they'll try and block this punt. They have to go all out to try and block it. Sam Bertigliano has to be very frustrated at this point.
And the Browns with 11 men up front. They do not have a returner. 1 second on the clock. And they get it off. And it bounces into the end zone with 4 seconds left to go. 61 yards on the kick. Two teams in search of an offense, and they found it. 24-20 the score with 4 seconds to go. The Jets on top, 7-7 first quarter. New York at the half, 17-14, 17-17 at the end of the third quarter. And now as we wind this one down, it is 24-20. The Jets leading with 1 big play to go. Now, a game cannot end on a defensive foul. If there's a defensive penalty, the Browns will get 1 more chance. The pass is complete. The pitch back is there to Dwight Walker. He gets almost to the 40-yard line. It was to Newsome, to Walker, to the turf of Cleveland Stadium. Meanwhile, on the final play, Paul Ferrin did keep out Mark Gastineau.
It's an exciting ball game, Charlie. It was a great win for the New York Jets. With all the problems they've had offensively, it's a tough loss for the Cleveland Browns.
For Bob Greasy, I'm Charlie Jones. Once again, the final score, New York 24, Cleveland 20. Stay tuned for the Budweiser NFL Report coming up after these messages from your local station.